Are we live now? Can you guys see us? Can you hear us? If not, someone will notify us.
All right, we should be live. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I think you're doing a good job, though.
We are first ever YouTube live. Everything is discombobulated. I'm dying. Oh, hey, that's loud. Neato, gang. All right, let's see if everybody's doing what's supposed to be doing here. AJ said there's a whole lot of people there. It's going now. Dope. All right, let me open up the chat so that I can see AJ's conversation. Did I not? Oh, wait, yeah, it's right there. You guys are going to have to bear with us as we do this tonight, as I am recovering kind of from food poisoning.
I think you're still in the midst.
I'm fucking miserable is what I am. And if this doesn't clear up by tomorrow, I'm probably going to the hospital. So, because it's gotten worse. The stomach pains has gotten worse.
Do you want me to take you?
No, I mean, I can go on my own, but...
Would you feel valued if I went with you?
Feel valued?
Or important? Or cared?
I would not be as bored.
Okay, I will go with you. I just need to know how I have to plan to structure my day.
Yeah, well, we'll see how I feel in the morning. But as of right now, I would rather not go to the hospital.
Okay, well, just so you know, I do plan on waking up tomorrow and working out immediately. It's been over a week.
Yeah, it's been 2 for me. Should I hit the button?
Hit the button.
Should I give us some intro music?
Yes.
There is currently 155 people watching us.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
Shut up.
AJ's giving me updates. AJ in the chat holding it down. We recorded episode 15 today.
We did.
Which should have been 3 hours. It's going to be under, which kind of sucks. But we got a thank you email that turned it into us lecturing.
It did.
So we deleted it.
Yeah. I got pretty heated.
So that's the thing. That's the first time that's ever happened. What you doing over there?
Join the live so I can see what's happening. I'm nosy.
AJ is going to keep me updated so that I can keep us updated so that you can focus on your notepad.
Okay.
We got a trifecta of badassery going on here. You want me to repeat that?
I do need you to repeat that.
We have a trifecta of badassery going on here.
And why is that?
Because you're on the notes.
I am on the notes.
I'm with the discussion.
You're on the discussion.
And AJ's in the chat.
AJ's in the chat.
And the 3 of us are holding this whole thing down.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is, right?
Oh, man. I'm sweating.
What you doing over there? turn the chat off.
I did. I turned my phone off. I saw Death Clan pop up. So I was like, oh, what do you say? Okay. So, intro into the 5 love languages. I'm actually really stoked about this. So I have my color-coded notes. I know at some point it's lagging, but you'll see it. It's there. So the first thing I wrote down is love versus lust.
Okay.
That's pretty much the introduction of differentiating between the two. And one quote that I wrote down that I think a lot of people would be able to relate to is, I've been married 3 times and they all ended in divorce. Is this common? And people who don't divorce, do they learn to live with the emptiness? That sentence made me sad.
Yeah.
Because there are people who genuinely ask that question, like, do you just learn to live without having your emotional needs met? And there are people who do. They've gone 10 years without feeling like they're actually in love with their partner.
That's actually very true and shitty. Yeah. I have to pause you, though.
Why?
Because I was just informed that Michelle is also helping, and I don't know what a quattrofecta would be, because a trifecta is easy.
Right.
What would a 4 be?
Quadfecta?
A quadfecta?
Quadfecta. I like how that sounds. I don't know if that's accurate.
I don't either.
That's fun for me to say, though.
AJ, I don't know what these things are that you're sending me here. I don't know if these are things that I need to read or if you're just wanting to show me, but one of them is not loading. Oh, holy shit. We got a $50 fucking super chat already.
Oh, wow.
Lorraine Katsany? God, I hope I didn't butcher that. For you guys who are in the super chats, if you want to get our attention, we are answering $20 and up questions.
We are.
At the end of this, or like as we get them. Mm-hmm. However, AJ decides to do that. I'm just along for the ride. Yeah. $50 and up, I will answer any questions that you guys have as long as it does not pertain to our personal lives too far.
Yes.
Because some things still need to remain personal.
So I think it's Lorraine Kat Unsny.
Maybe. Maybe I've been hitting the head a lot. I'm not very smart, so
Yeah. Oh
we're
my
just
God.
not going to go with that one.
You're not that smart. Stop. it.
So with that love language thing, because we talked about this in the car quite a bit, dude. My phone is going absolutely apeshit. I have to turn this on Do Not Disturb. We talked about that quite a bit. The Death Clan thing was that he joined for a month on YouTube. So he's on both now, Patreon and YouTube.
Okay.
So with that whole conversation, before we get into that, I want to talk about the fact that it's important to know that love languages received and given are two different things.
They are.
The way that we receive love and the way that we show love is not always uniform. So for everybody that's going to follow along with this 6-week thing, or maybe 6 weeks, might be bonus, I don't know.
Yeah.
6 is what we're planning starting tonight. I want you guys to get a notepad or a notebook card or something to write on and write down what you think your 3 top love languages are, and then how you show love, and if you think that those are accurate. And then I want your partner to do the same thing. And when we're done with all of this, at the end of the 6 weeks, I want you to share those and discuss it, because we learned a lot.
We did.
In the conversation on the way to Tennessee, because there were things in this book that I was like, this is going to really piss me off.
Yeah. And it didn't.
And I was like, okay, this really didn't piss me off. I'm so fucking glad that we actually read this, because I assumed that the gift language was
monetary.
In oh my God, was I fucking wrong on that?
Yeah.
So that I'm excited to get into that one more than any of the other ones, because I was wrong. So for you guys who are in the chat, who are listening, 3 things that you think are your partner's main love languages, how they receive it and how they show it, and then hide it from them. And at the end of all of this, I want to see how close everybody was. I think that would be fun.
I think that would be fun too. Another thing I wrote down is we have a very flimsy definition of love as a society.
Yes, we do.
So we use love in multiple ways. We love our pets. We love nature. We love our parents. We love our friends. We love going to work. We love going out partying. We love clubbing.
Nobody loves going to work.
I like going to work.
No, you don't.
I do.
Nobody loves going to work. Stop it.
I enjoy being a body piercer. That's fun for me. I enjoy my interactions and the precision and decorating. But when you boil it down to what is love, a lot of people
got to do with it.
You just totally...
I just did that live.
You just totally derailed me.
I forgot we were live. I can cut that. Nope. No, I can't. No, I can't.
No, you cannot.
Do you want to list what the 5 love languages are before we move on? I'm going to go off the top of my head. It's gift giving or receiving, right? Receiving gifts. Quality time.
Words of affirmation. Acts of service. Physical touch.
Damn, we're on it.
Ooh, it's almost like we
Read
are
the
making
book?
a career of that. Oh, I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm so glad that didn't come out of your nose.
Me too. Because that would have burned.
It really
would have been
would've.
warm, gross Sprite.
Oh, I felt like that cat gif. I don't remember where I was going with that. I do. So when people first say, what is it like to be in love? They will spew the obsession phase. I'm obsessed with them. They complete me. I'm falling in love with them. All of that. That's what people define as love. But when you get past the 2-year mark, which we'll go in later on because I made a note of it, that's when love comes in. When you... Why are you smiling?
You're so sexy when you do that shit. We went hard on that on episode 15. I love that. I love that you do the little highlighters and the notes and like study Chris's.
Right, and it's
thing for me.
organized.
Yeah.
It's nice. And I have 4 full pages of notes for this. And it's all useful stuff because I know you hate tedious things.
I really do.
So the real love comes in once you get past that 2-year mark of the obsession.
Right.
And that is when you choose, even though you recognize their flaws, to say, I love you anyway. That's what love is.
And it is a choice.
It is a choice.
I think it's important that we actually define that a little, or talk about that a little bit more, because with love being a choice, when
It's on here.
Okay. Dope.
I got
I'm going
you.
to fucking just sit here then, let you do your thing. I'm probably still going to interrupt, but
I know. I mean, I woke up early for this. I wanted to make sure it was well put together.
you want me to like wash your feet or anything while you're over there? I mean
Yeah, if you want to go.
toes, woes, and potatoes.
I'm only going to call them potatoes now. So, the first thing we're going to go over is lust.
Okay.
And lust is the excitement of learning someone, having them fill your needs, and having the attention. So that's the fun, mystery, getting to know this person, picking their brain apart, and they're meeting your emotional needs. It's a false sense of intimacy because you think that this person is going above and beyond for you, when in reality, it's just that it's new.
Mm-hmm.
My notes are also all over the place. And the in-love obsession dies off typically after the 2-year mark. So when it dies after that 2 years, that's when you start going, why is he like this?
Yeah.
He's showing his true colors. When you date somebody, you've met them 2 weeks ago, you start dating in a month, you move in together after 6 months, everything's going great, and then that 1-year mark hits and you guys start showing your habits, your behavioral traits start to show. And then all of a sudden, you're like, okay, why they're changing, what's going on? And it's even worse when you get married to that person before that 2-year mark.
Right. That makes sense.
When you're a year in and you get married at that 1-year mark where you've been together for 2 years, but you've only been married for 1, that's when you're like, where did the love go?
Right.
Why did the love die after the marriage? It didn't die. You just really learned who that person was.
Right. Yeah, they say that the first 2 years you see everything muted, so red flags are kind of cute and not that big of a deal.
Little quirks.
Right.
And most of us get married while we're in that obsession. And once that obsession dies, that's when you start recognizing the things that you wouldn't put up with, but because you had it muted, all your red flags were hot pink. And when you're in that lust phase, mountains are anthills. Mm-hmm. So for an example, Ben has been married twice before, has 3 children, and has 3 jobs in the last year. When you're in that obsession, all of those things are small. You're like, yeah, but he treats me great. I have faith in him. I have hope in him. I see his potential. He's a really good man. He just needs to push. So if you're dating Ben for 6 months, you get married, and in 3 years, you're wondering why he can't provide financially. It's because you overlooked the fact that he had 3 jobs in 1 year.
Right.
When you get pregnant and he's not present as his father, you knew he had 2 mothers and 3 children that he already wasn't attending to. Another one is Jack drinks every night, and every Friday night he goes out with his biker friends. That's been a 5-year routine, and he is content at his job of 15 years. So when you're dating, you'd be like, okay, cool, I can't tell you what to do. But when you're married and all of a sudden you want to have Jack stop going out and drinking every Friday night, well, I've been doing this for the last 5 years. Why would I stop just because I'm with you? That's something once you're out of that obsession and you want to start spending Friday nights with your man and he's not willing to give that up, well, you know this was an established thing for him.
Right. That makes sense too.
And when it comes to someone being content at their job, if you want to level up in life and he's been in the same position for 15 years, being with you is not going to change that.
Right. It could. I disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, because I work harder. Mm-hmm. I have always worked harder when I have a family to support.
Right.
Always. Because I know I can take care of myself. Mm-hmm. That's easy. But when there's little ones or a partner, a spouse, whatever, I always worked harder. I will always put in extra hours and do more because I want to provide the best life for my spouse as I can.
Right.
So for like with us, even after the hurricane and everything changed, I'm in this. I'm fucking in this. Like we're podcasting is becoming an insane workload.
Yeah.
And I'm about it. The quality time is here for us, and we can get into that too before we when we're done. Mm. Do you have a pen over there? Can you write that down? To discuss the quality time of the podcast, because I actually think that's a good conversation. But as a man, I believe, and I could be wrong. You guys, I could be wrong. I believe that most men want to be providers. They want to be looked at as like the man, the head of the house. And in order to do that, you have to go above and beyond and be willing to suffer and struggle and grind. And for men who have that same mindset, I would try to level up. 15 years at a company, I'd be trying to start my own business.
Yeah.
I know everything about that fucking business after 15 years. Believe that shit.
Right. But you're also somebody who has drive and discipline.
Oh, I'm motivated as fuck.
You're never stagnant. You don't want to plateau in your life. You always want to do better.
Right.
So having a family will certainly push you to want to go above and beyond. But I've seen you when you were single.
Yeah.
And you still grinded. You made sure that you were not going to be where you were a year ago.
Yeah, that's true.
There are some people who are just content at their desk job. They don't want to change. They've been there for over a decade. This is where they plan on retiring. They have their 401k.
I get that. You're right. There are people who are good with just surviving.
Yeah.
You know, they made a little bit of cushion and they're content with that. I get that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then when you come out of the obsession, everything you overlooked becomes issues. And I highlighted you because when you are in that obsession, you choose to overlook those red flags. They're not a big deal to you because they're satisfying your emotional needs. Once that obsession...
Wait. Say that again, because you're choosing to ignore the red flags because they're satisfying your emotional needs?
Emotional needs, physical needs, whatever need you are getting from somebody who is outside of you.
Right.
When you're looking over needs, like especially if you're having sex.
That's where I was going.
When you're intertwined with somebody, you've known them for 3 months, but you've already had sex, like that connection is there.
Right.
So you're going to overlook those things of they go out every Friday and Saturday night. You're not looking long term because you're satisfied in the moment.
Do you think that's a lot of superficial shit, though? I mean, obviously, we know that it is because it says that it's obsession, and after 2 years, it goes away. So realistically, that is a superficial. It's empty calories.
It is.
Okay, we have 230 people in the chat currently.
Shut
Yep.
up. That's crazy.
And AJ just sent me a little thing that he wants me to read.
Oh, a little thing. Okay, I'm going to take a little sip
A little sippy sip.
while you do that.
Don't forget to like this video, guys. There's a little thumbs up button down there. You need to push that. Click the shit out of it. You can click it on and off if you want. It'll give you something to do while we run our mouths. Notify, like the little notification bell. Ding, ding, ding. Do that so that you guys can get notified when we do these things. And make sure that you actually comment in the video, not just in the super chat. Comment down below because it drives the algorithm. All three of those things are going to let YouTube know that we're relevant in your life.
The trifecta of support.
And we want to be relevant in your life.
I do want to be relevant in people's lives. If we're improving people's life just by giving them tools and they run with it.
We got our first double email yesterday. Last night, it was like midnight, but
that was wild.
We got an email from a husband and a wife, or a wife and a husband, because they implemented the check-ins and like they started fixing their shit, and both of them emailed us. I thought that was super cool.
That was pretty
That
dope.
was kind of like one of the highlights because it's the first time that's happened.
Yeah. This is another very important thing. When the obsession ends, both of you begin to assert yourselves. So after that 2-year mark, when you are done trying to win the person and do things that please them, you might suppress yourself a little bit because you don't want those dirty habits to come forward and push your potential partner away, or potential spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. At that 2-year mark, he will start to express his desires, which could differ from hers or vice versa.
Right.
He wants sex and she's too tired. During that 2-year obsession, you guys are going at it like rabbits.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're fucking like rats.
Right.
I have a question.
Yes.
The courting phase, because we had a year of that.
Right.
It wasn't, I mean, we didn't call it that during the year. We look back on it and fucking was. It was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, there was no dating involved.
No.
There was a lot of like self-discovery and healing that was happening during that phase. But looking back, I absolutely agree it was courting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that courting phase, if the first year of the 2 years is a courting phase or a dating phase only where you're not moving in, do you think that it would prolong that 2-year phase, or do you think that it would, how do you think that would affect things?
I don't think it would prolong the 2-year phase. I think it will prolong the intimacy long term.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
So if you spend a year getting to know somebody and you don't move in together immediately and you just go out on dates and have sleepovers and do like the actual getting to...
Sleepovers?
Yeah, it's sleepovers.
With your footy onesies?
Yeah.
Pajama pants?
I like doing sleepovers with you. I made you a grilled cheese once. That was
You did,
fun.
yep.
Homemade tomato soup too.
Mm-hmm.
I pureed the tomatoes by hand and stuff. I was really proud of doing that.
Yeah?
Yeah. If we weren't on a diet, I'd do it again.
Yeah.
But if you do that 1 year of dating and getting to know each other and really spending the time of learning each other, when you hit that 1 year mark and you're like, okay, this is going good. Like we really haven't had any arguments. We've been able to communicate everything. I understand who you are as a person. I see your flaws and I accept them. Let's move in together and see how that goes. And then you spend 1 year living together. And that's when you're going to start to assert yourselves. You're going to make your demands known, your wants, your needs, your leaving hair in the sink and all of that. Like that's when it really starts to kind of solidify, I guess. I think that 1 year of courting is definitely, like I said, it would just prolong the intimacy in the relationship.
I also think that in that same scenario with the not sleeping together right away, the longer you can put that off, the less likely you are to overlook a lot of the nonsense.
Yeah.
Because you're not just hanging out to smash. You're hanging out to like actually enjoy each other's company.
Right.
Yeah.
He dreams of buying a new car and she reminds him we can't afford it.
I dream of buying a new car.
Well, I highlighted the dreams. He didn't outright say, I'm going to go buy a new car.
Right.
When a man says, hey, I think I want to do this, or hey, this is a pretty cool idea. Hey, I'm dreaming of doing this. To shit on that man's dreams because right now you're not financially okay. What if in 10 years that's his goal?
Yeah.
And you just shit on his dreams? He's not going to tell you anything he's excited about again.
That's true. Should be like, put it on the vision board so you can look at it every day. It'll make you
Right.
want to go get that promotion that you've been neglecting for the last 15 years.
Yeah, Jack. And I wrote that one down specifically because that is something that happens a lot
Here. Yeah. It
in
does.
our relationship. Yeah. You are very much a car man.
I am. I'm stupid with the cars. But you know what? Every single time I tell you, like, this is real shit. Every single time I'm like, I've been thinking about, and then say whatever it is, I've been thinking about that shit for weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like, oh, last night I had an idea that I want to go buy a Mercedes.
Oh, I know.
No, I've been fucking fantasizing over
Yeah.
that shit. And I've been looking on the internet and looking at used cars and,
You're methodical.
oh, it's so bad. But I obsess over it. And that's
Right.
something that helps me. So,
And I've never once told you no.
no. There have
I've
been,
never once shit on you saying, hey, I want a new car.
Yeah, no, you haven't. There has been a couple of times where you were like, well, what do we have in the safe right now? Where are we at financially, just so that I'm comfortable? And I'm like, I'm not doing anything yet. I just want you to know that I'm thinking about it because it's already been happening for a couple of weeks, and now I'm starting to get serious.
Yeah.
So, but you're right in that you shouldn't shit on somebody's dreams, because if somebody wants something, the best way to get them motivated to get it is
Be
by
like, hell yeah.
yeah, let's fucking do that, babe. But we
Yeah.
can't afford it right now, so we're gonna have to level up a little bit. How are we gonna do that? We're gonna open a business. You gonna get a raise? Do I gotta go back to work? How do we gotta do? What do we gotta do to make this work? And then you're a team and not.
We're
you know.
here for solutions, not
Yeah.
shitting on each other.
Yeah.
Another one I wrote down is she wants to visit her parents and he doesn't like spending too much time with her family. That's a big one in a lot of relationships. Why are you over there?
Because most people don't like spending time with their in-laws.
I don't like spending time with anybody, really. If we're being honest. But that's a lot of arguments and for a lot of couples. I mean, that's a big argument for a lot of couples is she wants to spend time with her family and he's like, I'm not really about that. You can go spend time with your family. He doesn't have to be present.
Right.
If you allow him not wanting to be around your family drive a wedge between you two and your home, that's a problem. You don't have to have him present to enjoy quality time with your family. Like, sometimes I take the kids to the park and you don't want to go.
Right.
I'm like, okay, dope. I'll see you later. I don't give you shit and say, come on. You haven't seen the kids all week. You need to go to the park with us.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
I agree.
When you push your partner to do something, not only will they start to, resent's not the right word.
They become rebellious.
Hostile, hold animosity,
Bitterness.
bitter.
Yeah. Hey, I really think that there's a rebellion there. You tell anyone what to do and they're like, fuck you. I'm not doing that just because you told me to do it. But when you ask someone and you treat them with respect, you're going to get a lot more out of them.
Right.
And it's the same thing in that scenario. I agree with that. But there's also a line that needs to be drawn. And it's especially when it comes to family, because when you get married, you're not marrying into someone's family. You're starting your own.
Yeah.
So if we're getting married and I want to start doing Christmases here and you're like, well, we've always gone to my mom's. Well, I've always gone to my mom's. So what are we going to do? Now we have to pick whose mom's we're going to? Fuck that. Like, I want to do this here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, why don't we just invite everyone here and do it here? We can have, I mean, that house is big enough. Fuck, we could have everybody here, but
It's a lot.
right. But I don't want to do that. But
Right.
this is my family now. You're my family. We're married. So
Yeah.
like that is a very big point of contention. And that's also shit that should be talked about early in the dating phase.
Yeah. So over time, the illusion of intimacy dissolves and individual desires, emotions, thoughts, and behavior patterns show themselves. So once the obsession dies, that's when you start to notice the nitty gritty of somebody. And that, like we said, that's when the quirks become, okay, why?
Yeah.
That's when you start to get annoyed. That's when you start to pick fights over small things because they miss the trash can when they throw their Q-tips in there.
Right. So I'm going to interrupt you real quick. We have somebody from Romania watching.
Shut
Yep,
up.
They sent us a super chat. It's Nesty.
What's up, Romania?
Danielle True sent us a Tatoes.
Who is it?
Danielle True, she's in our
Danielle.
Discord.
Oh,
Yep.
what's up, Danielle?
And then M&S from Discord is here. So
M&S.
just shouting out the super chats a little bit.
I want to call him Eminem.
Eminem.
M&S. That's a lot.
He is he's a professional kayak fisherman. I don't know if that's the proper term.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's why when you came home the other night, I had the kayaks pulled up. He was telling me what he fishes in. So I'm like looking at his kayaks and shit, trying to figure out, because, you know, I like to be on the water. I just don't want to paddle. I want to pedal. And the fucking kayaks have pedals on them. I could do that all day long. It's like riding a bicycle.
Oh my God, our legs would look amazing.
My legs already look amazing. You know,
my legs, you don't have to single me out like that. Shut up.
I'd take my pants off and flex, and you'd faint.
I can kind of see it through yours. Oh my God, I'm getting like.
We just got a $50 super chat.
Oh my God, stop.
And I have to read it. Aaliyah.
Thank you, Aaliyah.
Hey, big lady balls, or Florida girl here. I love you guys, and you've helped me save my life. Thank you. I'm having trouble taking to my man lately. He seems trapped in his own head, always drifting off to his thoughts. What do I do? He's stressed.
So when I notice that you are really going through it and you're more reserved, I kind of test the waters a little bit. I'll kind of like be touchy-feely. I always sit in your lap, so we're eye contact and you can't ignore me. And I just say, I notice you're off. And I kind of leave it open for you to discuss it. If you want to tell me something, you'll tell me. I know you will. I'm not going to pry. You don't want me to pry. So when I open I want to say ballroom. When I open the ballroom to you so we can have a little dancing of conversation, it's up to you to take the lead.
Okay.
I had no idea where I was going with that, and that was kind of good.
That's not where I went. When you said ballroom, I thought of your Hot Pocket.
Oh.
Call that the gymnasium closet. Well, we're getting kicked off YouTube.
It was fun while we were here.
Yeah. So I actually agree with that. And I think that it's important to know that when you pry, hey, I can tell something's wrong, talk to me, it's aggressive.
It is.
And when people are really processing shit, you're now disrupting their peaceful process and turning it into a hostile moment. And if you say, and this works, I notice that you're going through something. When you're ready to talk about it, I'm here. Mm-hmm. And then just lay in their lap.
Yeah.
They can sit in fucking silence with their arm on you and watch nothing and process all their shit and maybe even go to bed and not say anything. But tomorrow when they wake up and they've worked through whatever's going on, they can explain everything.
I want to say the way that you just gave an example, it's almost demanding.
It is.
That you speak to me and tell me what's going on, because I have a right to know what's going on in your mind. And that's not the way to approach it.
And that's an insecurity thing.
Yeah.
That comes from the same people who go, I need to talk to you when I get home, that fall apart until you get home, are the same people that need to know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
It's a trauma response.
I was that person.
I'm still that person. If you say we need to talk, I'm falling the fuck apart.
Well, I've never hit you with any. I did one time and you're like, you can't fucking do that to me.
Yeah. That's something I've never worked through. I don't know why. I just haven't. But that's very much a thing. And the that intimate moment of you laying on the couch with your head in his lap and his arm on you watching TV where he's just spacing the fuck out shows him that you have his fucking back.
Right.
Like you're not prying, you're not pushing, you're being understanding, you're letting him work through whatever the fuck is going on.
You're
like
being his piece.
Yes, you're being you're his crutch, his backbone, his rock. Like you are there. You don't have to be involved in everything.
Right.
I'm an audible person. I did this to Zeke earlier today. Actually, I think I did it to the entire Discord earlier today. I think out loud. I want feedback because I may not take anyone's advice. I may have something in my head already and I'm just going to fucking do it, but I still want to hear everyone's advice.
Right.
So I'll say something. And I made a comment about people making reaction videos for us on Discord just to see if people wanted to help. I don't know if I'm going to do that. And Zeke was like, hey, do you want to do that? I'm like, no. I just wanted to see if people wanted to be involved in the process. Sometimes I need weeks to really figure out what I'm going to do. It took me almost a month to figure out our t-shirts. Yeah. And I have a t-shirt guy. I owned a t-shirt business once. Like, that's not a hard thing for me to do, but like timing is crucial. And I really need, and when I'm ready to talk to you, I'm like, babe, all right, what are we going to do about this? And you're like, oh, we're doing that. I've been thinking about it for a month at this point. Now I'm ready for feedback because I think I've got it worked out. And if I've got it worked out and you're like, go for it because you fucking trust me, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
But if you're like, okay, well, what about this? I'm like, all right, she's throwing wrenches in my game. What do I got? And then we're like mental chess for a minute and then we figure this shit out and we go. You're supposed to be my piece. You're supposed to be my backbone. And knowing that you're there for me, even in silence, is fucking huge. So that's my answer to that.
Yeah, there are a couple of times where you said, I can't talk about it right now. And I just said, okay. And I went about my day and I checked on you every once in a while and we cuddled on the couch and did our thing. And a day or two later, you're like, okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's important to give a man his space when he needs it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not even a matter of needing to talk or get out of my head. Sometimes I'm tired. Like I just don't have it in me to be outgoing. And sometimes I gotta dial it in a little bit and just fucking decompress and take time for me. That's how I feel. I don't know what you're grabbing, but my stomach is doing that right now.
My back.
It's not my fault. Not yet. Not yet.
No.
As soon as this goes away, it will be.
I was just thinking of a whole bunch of things, and that's not where my mind went to, but that's not what I'm thinking about.
Oh, man.
Okay, so that was the lust portion. We're going on to the love portion.
Okay.
Love is emotional, not obsessional. Love requires active will, discipline, and recognizes the need for individual growth. Love grows out of choice, not instinct.
Yes. Love is a fucking choice.
It is.
I can't stress that enough. When you're married to somebody for 65 years and you guys have been through hell and back, and you're deciding to go back through hell because you want to try to make it work, it's a fucking choice.
It is. I highlighted love grows out of choice and not instinct because when you are in that obsession, it is pure instinct. You're putting your best foot forward. You're trying to woo this person. You're trying to land this person. You want this person to be your forever person, whatever your goal is. When you're growing love out of choice, it is, I don't want to say methodical, but it is very calculated and weighed. And you are recognizing the faults in somebody and their issues and whatever they have going on, and you're choosing to love them anyway. That's the difference between the in love feeling of the first 2 years versus actually being in love and choosing to love somebody. Also, you recognize the need for individual growth. When you truly love somebody and you're with that person, you want them to be your forever person, you will not hinder their growth. You will not try to suppress them. You will not put them down. You will not say degrading things to them, and you will not stop them from pursuing their dreams. That is, I can't think of the term for it, but we've received a lot of emails specifically from women who are saying, I'm with this man and he says he loves me, but all of these things that show it's not love. He doesn't want me to grow as a person. He doesn't want me listening to your podcast. He doesn't want me listening to self-help books.
That's a control thing. That's I don't even think that's a growth thing. I think that's somebody who is so afraid of losing their partner that yeah, you're right. It's growth.
Yeah.
That they don't want them to grow.
They
just got two $50 super chats.
Okay.
But no, that you need to continue that. That's actually kind of profound because I didn't think of that as a growth thing. I've always thought about that as control.
It is.
Men who don't want their women to level up or do anything, it's because they don't want to lose them.
Right.
Or they're afraid that if their woman becomes somewhat better than what they are, they're going to realize they're with a piece of shit and they can do better, and then they do. I never looked at it as like a hindrance of growth. It's always been from a control standpoint.
Yeah,
because
they're stunting growth.
That's what everybody always calls it. Mm-hmm. You're with a fucking controlling piece of shit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, when you stunt growth, it dies.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And then we find, that's why we find women with no self-worth, because they've stopped growing. Damn.
Did I just hit you with some shit?
Yeah, that was a lot to process. Fuck. Yes, that's a lot to process.
Yeah.
Because we always go, where's your self-worth?
Right. It's because
I
they've stopped
don't know
growing.
if I can say that anymore, because if you have somebody that is constantly suppressing you and not watering you and not letting you grow and they are holding you down, of course you're not going to have any self-worth. Yeah. And it doesn't matter how strong of a person you are, eventually that shit will weigh on everyone. Mm-hmm. MNS said that whenever we're down, he will drive down here with his boats and we can go kayaking.
Shut up.
Which I think is super dope.
I love that.
Donald D said, first, mad respect for y'all. Everything y'all do helps others. Second, we spoke with a lawyer. She said we have a solid, strong case, and she accepted our case. I'm almost positive this is the...
I think I know who this is too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm almost positive that's him. I also believe that he's the HVAC guy that I spoke to way before any of this became a thing. Mm-hmm. And if so, tell AJ so that I can confirm that. If this is the child case with the daycare thing, I want to be informed in this, because in the event that I'm able to help financially, we will. Mm-hmm. I can't guarantee that we could do a lot, but I would go to war for you guys. That's a big fucking deal. Kaylee Cohn said, I know you're busy, new patron sub, sent email, excited to hear advice, even if it's harsh.
It might be.
Physical touch and words of affirmation are my top two. Kiss, long hug, love you guys. Girl with tats is such a badass. Your words are important. Again, I'm patient on response.
That's me.
That's you.
I like to go by peaches.
Yes. Instead of girl with tats.
Yeah.
We are behind on Patreon because I got sick as fuck. I look pretty good right now because I've lost a little bit of weight because I've been puking and pooping.
Right. Oh, stop it. We're not promoting it, guys.
But we will get caught up on Patreon. We were zeroed out before we went, and now we're not. So, but those are coming.
We definitely need to get caught up. We have a lot of recording to do over the next few days.
Yep. And hopefully I don't end up in the hospital tomorrow, and we can do that.
I hope not.
The Pepto is working. I'm not in 50% of the pain I was when I first sat down.
That's good. I hope it doesn't ease up and hit you at 4 a.m.
I mean, as long as everything comes out, I don't care. It's the holding my guts hostage that's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is this what you feel like?
What do you mean? It's more of like an achiness, like I just worked out.
Oh, okay. Me too. Totally getting kicked off YouTube. I gotta take that back to like a 5.
It's been a couple of days.
It's been too many.
I miss you. Next bullet point. True love can't begin until the lust ends. Oh my God, he's smiling. When the lust ends and you can continue to choose to be kind and generous, that's love. So that kind and generous, when you choose to continue to be that after that 2-year mark and the obsession fades and you see this person for who they are, being that kind and generous person you were when they first met you 2 years prior is going to mean everything to that person, because they're bearing their soul to you, something that they've probably been shunned for or made fun of, degraded for in the past, and you're going to love them anyway. That shit means a lot to somebody. So that's good news. If love is a choice, then you have the capacity to love your spouse after the in-love phase, the in-love obsession.
Yeah.
Love is, I am married to you, and I will choose to look out for your best interests. And I highlighted, will choose to look out for your best interests, because we receive a lot of emails about he goes out and he works, but we're still paycheck to paycheck. Or I can't trust him to handle the finances because he's going to blow through our money and we're not going to be able to pay rent. A lot of women shame our marriage and my role as a traditional housewife and how submissive I am to you, because they have been proven in their own thought processes that they are not a priority to a man in their past or in their present. That man does not have their best interest at heart, and they're just continuously shit on.
Well, you got to keep in mind too that some people are just fucking selfish.
Yeah.
And like women who date men who live with their mothers. Mm-hmm. The fuck did you think was going to happen? Right. Or in the case of the guy who's had the same income for 15 years, like 15 years.
Right.
I couldn't imagine being where I am right now 15 years from now. We got another $50 from Lorraine.
You guys are insane. That's crazy.
She wrote, I never listened to a podcast until you guys. You have made me think about all angles and forced myself to be more conscious with my actions and words. You are most appreciated. Thank you for showing me what really true love can aspire to be. Let me tell you something. Your words are everything. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts are everything. And I'm going to get religious, and you guys can take this for what you want. I said it on earlier today, and I this might be a shirt. This may become a shirt.
Yeah.
God spoke everything into existence.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't create it. He spoke it into existence. They say that we are made in the image of God. And if that's the case, we have fucking power in our words.
Right.
Our thoughts become words. Our words become actions. Our actions become our future. Mm-hmm. We can speak our fucking shit into existence. I'm really hung up on that.
I mean, I've actually thought about that a lot. Before you and I really decided to start dating and doing this life thing together, now that I look back on it, I was praying. And I was wanting you to be my man and to be able to give you the life and the wife that you've always wanted and make you feel amazing and like the only man on earth and all of these things. And I literally have that. I've always wanted to be a body piercer. I love the modification and all of it. And now I'm a body piercer.
Yeah. You spoke a lot of that shit into existence before we were ever even a thing.
I know.
So
it's crazy. It really does happen. When you have goals in your mind and you turn away that negative self-talk and you stop telling yourself you're a dumb bitch and you can't do it and they were all right and I don't know why I'm doing this. When you change that thought pattern and you're like, I can do this. I'm going to prove them all wrong.
See, that's my thought pattern.
I'm going to get what I want and nobody's going to stop me.
Yeah, fucking watch me. Yeah, that's it. And I'm diehard with that. And I'm also a big person, like The Secret, the book The Secret. Did you ever read that?
No.
I am big on the law of attraction and like setting things in motion in the universe. And I believe in that. Mm-hmm. But I also believe you got to fucking work for it. You can't just go, okay, one day I'm going to have a Ferrari and then sit on your ass playing video games and hope you get a Ferrari one day. It doesn't work that way. But I visualize everything. That's why I have the vision board. Although it's blank right now because we haven't decided exactly how we want to lay it out. I have a vision board in my mind, and there are very specific things. My Mercedes is on that fucking vision board. That house that we looked at in Munford, Tennessee is now on my vision board in my head. And I don't know if Mumford's a thing, so that may get changed, but like I really want to move to Tennessee. And the more we talk about it, the more we go up there, the less I want to come back to Florida. Right. I want to be home when I'm there instead of a hotel. But that doesn't mean I want to be here when I'm there, if that makes sense. We got Sheldon Runke said, Chris should keep in mind that if he keeps talking about kayaking, we'll expect to see pics and videos, and we will definitely see my quads. Joke's on you. I kayak in pants because I get sunburnt.
I was about to say,
I
will have you out there like full burqa.
I will be in my muck boots.
Oh yeah.
With my Condor tactical fucking khaki paintball pants, airsoft pants, with a long fisherman shirt and the giant hat, looking like a big old Florida cracker, on a kayak.
I want that big hat with the screen that comes down.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not trying to damage any of this. And I will 100% go out and buy like a full fitted sheet on my body. I sat outside once for 3 hours at the shop, and I came home and you're like, what happened to your back?
Yeah, why did you do that? I was so mad at you when you came in because I was expecting you to blister. Like, you have a redneck tan from that.
I do, yeah. And it's been a couple of weeks.
Yep. M&S said June 3rd through 4th is a lax tourney. With my baby girl, we'll be in your neck of the woods. I will bring the boats and you bring the waters and snacks.
I am really good at picking out snacks. I can make buckeyes.
I have to look at my schedule. We may, it might be July.
What?
We have to do something. I can't say what it is because it's supposed to be a thing.
Oh, I know.
Anyways, I'm getting to the point where there are people in Discord that I legitimately want to sit down with.
Oh yeah.
I do. I want to meet some of these fucking people.
So this is my last point, and then we can get into discussing the quality time of the podcast.
Okay.
You have to learn each other's love languages. When your love tank is full, you are living. When it's empty, you're going through the motions.
Yeah. Your roommate phase.
You're in the roommate phase. And when you're in the roommate phase and you're not feeling satisfied in your relationship, you certainly are going through the motions. You're expecting to get up, go to work, come home, and argue. And that's going to be the same thing every damn day. Once you figure out how one another receives love and how one another shows affection, it's going to change your whole dynamic. We read an email today where they implemented the love languages for 1 week.
Yeah.
And they're like, our whole relationship has changed. It's like I'm dating a whole new different person.
So when we talk about intimacy and keeping intimacy alive, in reading this book on the way up to Tennessee, there are a lot of things in the love languages that we talk about in terms of intimacy. And we always give all of the examples, and all of those examples falls into the love languages. And everybody has a primary love language, the one that you score the highest on. But everybody that I saw that took the test on Discord, I didn't see any zeros besides me. I was the only person that I saw 0% on a single thing, and because I don't do the gift. I don't want you to fucking give me anything. So I'm 0 on the gift giving, but I'm 30, 26. Like I'm there, but it's 0 on that. So with people not having a 0 most of the time, all of your intimacy showing love is appreciated, unless like that woman who emailed us earlier that has sensory issues that doesn't like touch. If you got sensory issues in your partner, is a touch person and you don't want to touch them, that's a problem. You're going to have a hard time with that. But if your partner is meeting your love language and trying to fill your meter, you're going to be more apt to follow suit. Right.
So you want to talk about how this is? Before we do that, how were my notes? You feel like that was their good?
It was
points?
Good. We went through. I got to be honest. I expected that to take longer.
Yeah, me too. I thought we would have more discussion.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you because you were fucking on fire. Like your points were right where they needed to be. You did your diligence.
Thank you.
The quality time, we'll get into that, and then I want to get into some of the notes that I took. Oh wait,
Okay.
hey, oh shit, there's fucking super chats coming through. I obviously need to scroll. My mom said, "Do I have to send money to tell you two I love you?"
No.
She sent us $1.99. Everybody,
I appreciate your mom.
Danielle Janney that sent that super chat. I want you all, if you're religious, to please pray for my mom. We got a $20 super chat from Alice Rutherford. And I was right that Donald D is the HVAC guy. Before we get into the quality, I want to talk about Donald. We met him, I want to say it was a TikTok live the first time that I went live, but I might be wrong on that. But I started talking with him and I was like, bro, if you want to open a business, message me. Like I'll friend you. I added him on TikTok and we started messaging, and he was telling me that he wants to open, like he does HVAC and he wants to become more financially stable. This ties right back into that dude's fucking thing earlier that you were reading. He wants to do, he's an HVAC technician. He's certified. And he's like, I want to start making extra money. I'm like, well, you have a van. I'm assuming you have all your own tools and you know your business. You've been doing it for a while. Why don't you own your own shop? Like, why are you working for somebody else and splitting your wages when you could work for yourself and take all the fucking money? And we talked about it a little bit. This motherfucker's on his way to getting a contract license so that he can run an HVAC business.
Stop.
Dude, I love that.
That's dope.
I truly believe that if you're not working for yourself, you're working for the wrong boss.
Yeah.
That's just all there is to that. And not everybody's cut out to run a business. They say that out of all the people on the planet, only 10% take their shot at becoming an entrepreneur. Only 2% actually go for it, and make it for the first 2 or 3 years. And after 2 or 3 years, it falls down because most people fail in the first and third year. After the 3-year mark, people who are in success will be successful, and it's less than 1% for like true entrepreneurship. So like what I'm doing and what we're doing with the podcast, we are a very, very small percentage of people who are actually capable of running businesses and doing what we do. And it takes a specific type of mindset and attitude to do that. And if I can get people to fucking try, even if they fail,
they tried.
They did it. Now they know.
Yeah.
The next step is, well, if I can't own my own shit, I need to manage or run somebody else's company because it's less stress, whatever the case may be, less hours. But I love seeing people level up their life like that. And when people tell me, hey, because of your podcast, I'm opening a business, I fucking love that. So the quality time thing that we were talking about, we talked about this a little bit in episode 15. And even though I haven't edited any of that yet, it's important that we kind of discuss this now because my mom and everybody that we know has told me and you that we need to slow down. We need to take time off. We need to not focus on this so much, and we need to ease up because we're go. And I told my mom while we were up there that I will suffer for 6 months or 6 years if that's what it takes to get me where I'm going, because once I'm there, I get to take my foot off the pedal, and I can see the sights and stop and take pictures and enjoy my fucking life. It takes time to get there. I did it with the shops. I'll do it again if I have to. The more we talk, because we sat down today, and I was like, I've really missed this. Like I've missed this time with you. And we had it in the car.
Yeah.
It's not like I've not been with you. I've been with you every fucking minute of my life, except for when you've taken the kids to and from doing what they're doing and going to the store for me because I've been sick for the last 2 weeks. We haven't been out of each other's sight for more than a day, accumulative. And we sat down. I'm like, man, I'm kind of excited about this. Like we get quality time, and quality time can literally just be uninterrupted conversation where you're making eye contact with your partner and you are invested in the conversation that's being had. This is our quality time. We would be doing this in the living room on the couch with background noise because the TV wouldn't be on, but we would be look at this TikTok and we would stop and we would discuss it.
Reading comments or something.
Right. And we now are effectively creating a business off of doing exactly what we would be doing on the couch. We're just recording it.
Yep.
I don't feel exhausted and run down when I'm done with these. The only time that ever happens are when the emails are like
super
over the top.
Emotionally draining.
Right. But otherwise, when we do the side pieces or we're doing the banter back and forth, I feel rejuvenated. I feel in touch with you. Like there's my meter's full or whatever you want to call it, because we are very much sitting down just enjoying each other. It's a big deal.
It is.
And to do that, knowing that this is becoming a business and we're actually growing, I don't feel like I'm working unless I'm editing. That's draining because I'm sitting in front of a computer screen editing the entire time. Otherwise, I don't really have that issue. You know what I mean? Like this is not draining for me. I could do this all day long. If we had a team like just Pearly Things where I could email all of my content and they can chop it up and put it out, that'd be great because we could record tons of fucking content. Oh yeah. I just think that's important to note. And because both of our love languages is top of the list of quality time, it's important for us to get that. So we don't have to be alone or driving in a car. We can be doing this because we look at each other the entire time we're talking. Yeah. We're not doing this.
Right.
We're doing this. And that goes a long way. I am currently checking my iPad because I have to. Otherwise, I will wait. Like if we're recording, I'll check if AJ messages because it's always relevant. You know, otherwise I don't get interrupted here.
I enjoy this time with you.
I really do. I really do. I think it's incredible.
Yeah, I agree. The only time I really feel drained after doing these is when when the emails are super emotional or there's a lot of DV or children are involved or something. Otherwise, I have a lot of fun. We joke around, we flirt. I get you all bothered.
Yeah. Would you say that helps keep our intimacy alive?
Oh yeah.
Even though it's kind of weird when you think about it, like we got a weird voyeur thing going on because we are being flirtatious and people are watching us do it.
I don't think
and
it's
I've
a
never looked
voyeur.
at it like that until just now, and it is a little weird.
You know what? I don't really view it as a voyeur thing. We are doing what we would do without the cameras. We are normalizing what we have for other people to implement in their relationship.
Right. I mean, I do this shit to you in public anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but I never correlated the whole voyeur thing until
I don't
right
care
now.
that people watch us when we flirt and shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't give me any sort of sexual gratification. I would view that as I would have to get something out of people getting a kick out of us doing that, and I don't.
Okay.
You're my man. I am expressing my love for you. There are people in the comments on my TikTok saying I want to do this with my man, but I'm self-conscious or I'm insecure.
Do what? Just the flirtatious shit?
Like going above and beyond like how I do with you.
Why? Why would you look, you fucking people. And I mean that. Mm-hmm. If you are with somebody and they say they love you, you need to get over all of that shit. Holy fuck.
What?
We got $100 super chat.
From who?
Meredith Horton.
Meredith. Miss Horton.
You give me the power of hope with the knowledge and tools, even better knowing we have similar lifestyles, total alignment. I appreciate you both endlessly for all that you do.
Y'all are getting me emotional with these super chats.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I don't even remember what I was talking about just now. That derailed my whole fucking train of thought.
Talking about when somebody loves you, you have to let go of the insecurities of...
Right. So if I was 600 pounds and couldn't wipe my own ass and we had to buy a bidet and I knew that you were into me at 600 pounds, regardless of how I feel about myself, I would go above and beyond trying to flirt with you and do... I don't like the way I look. But I make sure I take my shirt off in front of you every night.
Yes, you do.
And I'll make a joke about it. Take it off slow, spin it, throw it, whatever.
Throw it at me.
It's purely entertainment for you.
Yeah.
I don't feel one way or another. I don't like the way I look with my clothes off. I just don't. I never have, not once in my entire life, been like, yeah, I look really fucking good. But you enjoy me. So I'm going to go above and beyond because it makes you fucking happy. Mm-hmm. You've never once been like, oh, he's taking his shirt off again. You've never put me down in any way, shape, or form. You don't let me negative self-talk. You fucking lift me up. Mm-hmm. Why would I ever deprive you of something that you enjoy about me just because I may feel insecure? You are making my headspace better, knowing that I feel insecure about my body and lifting me up. You have told me I have cute fucking ears. Who does that?
You really do, though. They're my favorite ears.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. So knowing that there's somebody out there who wants to please their man or flirt with them or be cute with them, and they choose not to because they are too self-conscious. Your man fucking loves you.
Mm-hmm. You're the one person he's going to be soft with.
Right. And why would you want to deprive him of that attention? Mm-hmm. Do you want him to start trying to get it from other people because you're not filling that meter? I just... Go to dinner. Mm-hmm. Sit in the same side of the fucking booth with him and grab his balls while you're having dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Let your fucking man know how much you want him. Mm-hmm. Get over that shit.
Be assertive.
Probably totally going to get in trouble for that one on YouTube, too. I don't care. You guys, when you sit across the table from each other, you get to look at each other and you can have in-depth conversation, but you can't put your arm around your partner. And you can hold hands across the table until food comes, but your legs aren't touching. You're not rubbing up against each other.
Yeah. You
can't whisper into each other's ears and say inappropriate shit where people can't hear you. There's an intimacy lost just by sitting across the table. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't buy couches that have fucking dividers in them. You guys are self-sabotaging your relationship by doing small little acts over and over and over again. And that small thing like, well, I want to do that for him, but I'm insecure. That's the first one. Mm-hmm. Now you're sitting across the table. That's the second one. Now you're not touching him in the car. You're putting out requests for attention where you're like, hey, look at that. And they're like, yeah, okay. And there's no conversation had. That's the third one. And now you've got all these things that are steamrolling. And before you know it, you're not connecting with your partner on an intimate level at all because of all of these really small, insignificant decisions that you're making. Mm-hmm. That request and vying for attention from your partner is fucking huge. I have never once, when you're like, hey, look at this, been like, yeah, neat. I stop what the fuck I'm doing and I engage you with it because if you think it's important enough for me to look at, you either really want to talk to me about it, I'm really going to enjoy it, or there's something there that needs my attention. I'm stopping what I'm doing. Normally it's you that needs my attention, but I normally stop what I'm doing and I look. I look at every TikTok you send me. I look at all the photos you send me. We send shit back and forth to each other all the time. Those requests for connection are important. When you start ignoring those, you're going to have a problem with your relationship.
Yeah.
Got another super chat. This one's only $20.
Oh.
I say only. Fuck, somebody gave me $20.
Right.
Sarah Zell said, "Thank you for giving me the encouragement to demand better for myself and of myself." I fucking love that.
Ooh, that's a good way to phrase that.
In all areas of my life, I wish I had this years ago. Thank you for the work and the example that you do. Bless both of you. I love that.
That makes me happy.
To demand better for myself and of myself. That is that self accountability that people say that you can't have.
That I can't have?
No, we talked about that on 15, I think. I don't think it was on this. My shit's starting to blur.
I know everything. This is all just one long email.
We saw a panel where somebody was like, I have self accountability, and everyone on the panel was like, no, you don't. You can't have self accountability. That's not a thing. Fuck, you can't. You have standards, and you live to those standards. If you live by integrity and quality of character, and you strive for something, when you fall short, you have no one else to blame but yourself.
Right.
You take that accountability. And then that's it. To demand better for myself and of myself is the ultimate accountability, in my opinion. I like that. I like how she worded that.
Yeah, that was very nicely phrased. Little wordsmith.
Yep.
Thinking about those cookies sitting on the counter.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're gonna be so good.
Let's see if I can actually keep that open and go to my phone for the notes, because I tried to move everything from pages.
Use my little cow cup. I love that cup. I like how it looks. I like how it feels in my hand. I have tiny hands, so that cup fits really nice.
All right. I'm getting AJ is going to be the little guy in my ear one day when I'm a news producer. The tattooed news
when
producer.
We're doing our seminars.
Yep. He says, guys, if you like the live chat here on YouTube, go over to our Patreon, join our VIP.
Oh my God, the Discord is nonstop. It's so fun in there.
Yep. You get exclusive access to content that is not released on YouTube, early release content, and the Discord channel. The Discord channel community is off the chain.
Yeah.
We have a community of people over there. A lot of you are in the chat right now. I would also like to know how many we're at with the live watching. But we have a lot of people in there that have created a community, and it's just a bunch of goofballs. Like, we have so much fun in Discord, and we're a part of it. So we can talk more than just love languages. We're in the Discord. We actually interact and have fun and talk about potatoes and Brian the Bison and love languages, and we get feedback. And not that it's really relevant, but we also support you guys. So if you guys have businesses and you're part of the Discord and we need somebody to do a business thing, we're going to our Discord community first because you guys fucking support us.
Mm-hmm. We're talking to a seamstress in the Discord right now to make the aprons.
Have you actually reached out?
No, not yet, but
okay.
I will.
He said off the chain, LOL, you old. Shut the fuck up, bro.
I'm not going to say her name on the live, but the kid's stepmom just messaged me a photo of us on the live stream.
Yeah.
I love that. That makes me feel good. I told her today, I was like, Chris hit me with that "you're my best friend" the other day, and I was like, damn, he's right.
That's funny. So I made a bunch of notes. Actually, I made you make a bunch of notes and then put them on a document that we tried to share, and it's kind of jumbled. So these are just going to be kind of bullet point talks. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. I made a note that says forgiveness versus revenge. One is an act of mercy. The other is bitterness and hurt. Both are acts of commitment. One heals and one destroys. So whether you commit to forgiving somebody or committing revenge with those people, you are making a commitment to yourself to behave a certain way. Mm-hmm. And it is real easy to forgive somebody. You don't have to forget. You can work through your trauma, but when you make an act of mercy and show grace and choose to forgive somebody instead of seeking revenge, you are going to create your healing process a whole lot faster. And once you make that commitment to healing yourself, you are going to be able to save your marriage a whole lot faster or your relationship if you're going through trials, especially if somebody's cheated or if you catch somebody looking at corn or whatever the situation is. You have to commit one or the other. You can't be 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot out. When you're processing, like, I'm going to let this motherfucker go or I'm going to stay, you have to commit to one of those things.
Right. And it doesn't have to be a right away decision either. You can say, I need time to process this and figure out what I want. Mm-hmm. Like, we are in limbo right now.
Right.
Purgatory.
Purgatory.
We're in purgatory right now. I need to figure out if I'm willing to get past this. And if you do decide to forgive that person, you are forgiving every transgression that they have committed against you.
Right.
So you can't continuously throw it in their face. You are allowed to process, and you can come to that person and say, I got a flashback today. X, Y, and Z happened, and it brought back all of those feelings. I need reassurance from you.
Right.
And they can't get upset about that because they're the one who caused that mistrust in you.
Right. And I agree with that, but it also has to be presented in a way that's not combative.
Right. Attacking.
Right. If you need encouragement or positive affirmation or reinforcing in you the fact that you trust me or whatever the case may be, I owe that to you. If I'm the one that fucked up, I owe you that. The least I can do is hear you out and go, okay, I can see how that would have affected you that way. I love you. That's not the case anymore. What do you need from me? Let's continue to, we're on a really good fucking path. We've corrected all these things. What do you need from me right now in the moment to make you feel better about that? You want me to go spit on her? Like, you know, call her names. What do you need me to do? Like, I'll do it. You want me to go kick the child? No, I'm just kidding.
Hang
Sorry.
on, I'm having flashbacks.
You would.
I would, yeah.
Oh man.
I enjoy us.
Me too. So we got some super chats coming through.
Oh, okay.
$20 from Shannon Orth. Peaches has shown me what I've been fighting for my whole life. Been fighting my whole life. To be submissively independent with my man, she is teaching me how to still have independence, but also be vulnerable. I didn't know how to do that. Thank you.
I love that.
I don't believe you should have independence if you're married. You are a fucking team. If your partner's winning in any way,
right,
you're winning. You guys work together. You are not individuals. That two fleshes become one. You don't get to do that anymore.
Right.
If
you're not independent outside of me,
not
so
at all.
I can't be independent outside of you.
Babe, I could not fucking do what I'm doing without you doing what you're doing. Period. None of this would work. We would not have what we have if you didn't do what you did. Same thing with me. So if you're winning and I'm not acknowledging your victories, that's a problem. We are doing this together.
Right.
I don't look at it as an us or a me or a you. It's an us. Everything is us. And when I make decisions and I say me because I'm used to talking like that, you're fucking included in decisions. Because if you're like, wait a minute, my whole world will stop. We're going to get past this. Wait a minute. I love that she's to be submissively independent with my man. I don't understand how you mean that. So I would like for that screenshot to come up because that's a very specific statement that I don't understand.
So my interpretation of that is being submissive without losing who she is as a person.
Okay. Well, so then in that aspect, the independence thing absolutely vies because you still should have your own hobbies, your own interests, your own growth. I agree with that. So if that's, I just learned something. Go team. Mental high five.
Hey.
Durmax 1995 said, since watching y'all, I'm learning that sometimes I am the problem and I am working on that for my marriage.
Love that.
You're always the problem. If one of you loses, you both lose. If there's a problem, it's both of you.
Yeah.
Because you were supposed to be working together as a team to solve things. It's the two of you versus the problem, not the two of you versus each other. That accountability, though. I love that. I fucking love that. Harley Treadway, thank you both so incredibly much for making these. You both have helped me out so much, helped me learn my boundaries and what I deserve. I hope that you've actually set those boundaries and defined them.
Yes, and implement the consequences when they are crossed. When you let anybody cross your boundaries and you don't have any consequences for them and you've threatened consequences and you let it slide, nobody will respect your boundaries.
Right. I agree with that.
You're not even respecting your own boundaries at that point.
We joke all the time when we say the government takes 2 steps at a time, 2 inches at a time, and eventually you're 6 feet back going, how the fuck did I give up the line because you gave 2 inches at a time? It's the same thing in a relationship.
It is.
Danielle said, the community you two started feels like family. I cannot thank you enough for starting this.
That's crazy.
We're up to 294 people in the live.
Shut up.
So what I would like you guys to do if you're on a computer, open Facebook, copy the live and post it to your Facebook because we have yet to hit 300 on anything that we've done in terms of actual viewership. And I would love to see that happen. It would fucking totally make my night to see us in the 300s.
Oh, yeah.
360 is a good round number.
It is a good round number, yeah.
I would like to see that. Yeah. Let's get
circle.
to 360. That would be so gangster. All right. So, positive words of affirmations. Oh, wait. Can't read that. That's part of the notes for the love languages. Love makes requests, not demands.
Yes.
So when you are in love with somebody and like, let's say you're in the obsessed phase. Oh, we hit 300.
Shut up.
When you
That was
fast. When you're in that love phase, or the obsessive phase that you're talking about, you are a lot more likely you are more likely, a lot more likely, didn't sound right. You are more likely to ask your partner for something. Hey, on your way over tonight, can you stop at the store and grab some biscuits and gravy stuff so that I can cook? Mm-hmm. You are more likely to get a positive, yeah, babe, I got you, then you need to go to the store and grab this for dinner, because now you're making demands. Mm-hmm. Love goes the same way. When you are in love with somebody, you're not going to demand them to speak your love language. You're going to request it, because when you start making demands, you are changing the way that you interact with your partner. I heard that and I thought that was super profound.
So I'm going to add on to that. The reason that you are more inclined to ask instead of demand during the dating phase is because you don't want to push them away.
Right.
You recognize that they can drop you at any moment. They are not tied to you in any way. When people settle into a routine and become complacent, they think, I got them. They're not going to leave.
Right.
They put up with me for 5 years. What are they going to do? Find somebody else?
Right. We're married now.
Right. So those polite, hey, do you think you can do this, turns into, you should have known to do this.
Yep.
And it's because you guys have settled into a routine. You don't think that person's going to leave you. And 9 times out of 10, they won't, because they're scared of change. They don't want to start over with somebody new. They don't think they deserve better. When people start to realize that the person that they're with puts their own self-worth over the degrading things that that person does, they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because you will then realize, once again, just like in the dating phase, they can drop you. It might be a more lengthy process. It might be a more stressful process, but they can still drop you like a bad habit.
Yep. Well, I heard somebody say the other day that when you get married, your marriage is not starting. How do they word that? Oh, marriage is not the end goal. Marriage is where life starts. Mm-hmm. So you date and court to marry. That's the goal when you're dating. When you get married, it's not the ending point. That is truly where your life begins. That's where your family begins. It's where your joint credit, you're buying the house, you're opening businesses, you're doing the life thing, hopefully forever, with the person that you believe to love. You have to actively make those decisions to make that work. Yeah. And, making love requests instead of demands of your partner goes a long fucking way. And that's a very good point of that. I made a lot of like really stupid bullet point notes because I was driving and like I was trying to have you text my thoughts.
Yeah.
Kaylee Cohn sent a $10 super chat that says, y'all are so awesome. By the way, Peaches definitely smiles with her eyes. Love that. I'm so new, but already learning so much. Wish I found y'all years ago. Truly all love.
Oh, I love that.
We were not here years ago.
We were not. We weren't even here 6 months ago.
We're not even 4 months in yet.
We are still an infant.
And we have a fucking community. Dude.
It's overwhelming. It's a lot of responsibility. I'm getting sweaty.
Okay. So kind of going to segue because I'm going to skip the other point and I'll get back to that. You had made a comment about the conflict of all of that just now. No fucking way.
What?
Zeke just gave us $100 super chat.
Zeke.
300 exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. Spartans, what is your profession? Huh! Huh! Huh!
I enjoy Zeke. He makes the Discord fun.
They're trying to get me and him to have a dad joke off. Yeah, they're trying really hard. Okay, so I don't remember exactly what you said now, and that's derailed. So I'm just gonna make my point. And then,
okay.
I wrote down that you keep score to win, not to work together.
Right.
So, and I know why I made that note, because when you have the requests versus demands, that's the segue. It's coming back. It's all coming back to me now.
I don't know what that's from.
It's a song.
What's the song?
God, I hope it's not, but it might be Celine Dion. I don't know. Somebody in the chat's going to know.
I hope it's not, but it probably is.
Yeah.
Why don't you like Celine Dion? I know I need to figure this out. What's wrong with her?
I don't know.
Is it her voice?
No, I don't know. Just because she was popular when I was a kid. I'm old. I don't know. Anyways, that scenario, when you are doing the request for attention or making demands, if you are keeping score, I did the dishes last night. It's his turn. He didn't wash my car.
He went to the store and didn't get me anything.
Right. I'm the one that always gives the kids a bath. Mm-hmm. I'm always the one changing the diaper. I had to make the doctor appointments. And in his head, he's going, I pay all the bills. You're keeping score differently. Mm-hmm. You may be ticking 1, 1, 1, and he might be ticking 5, 1,000, 100 because of the way that we keep scores differently. If you view as a man that your main job is to provide, whether that be get the food to the table or get it to the house or whatever the case may be, make the money, make sure that your family has everything that you need, you're going to look at that as like a big score for what you're supposed to be doing, right? Mm-hmm. you're now keeping score so that when there's an argument that's had, well, you don't do the dishes. Yeah, well, you don't make money. Yeah, well, you don't take care of the kid. Yeah, well, you don't take care of your car maintenance. See what's happening?
Why have that back and forth?
If you are on a team, you cannot keep score against each other unless you're competing to see who can score the most points. And in a relationship, that is toxic as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
You are not going to succeed in that scenario unless you are trying to one-up each other in terms of servitude. If you're keeping score on who can do more what for each other in a positive light, that will change that entire thing. That is the only acceptable time to keep score. Danielle wrote, do the dad joke off. Each joke costs $1. Tyler M said, hope y'all know how much good y'all do for us. Love y'all. Dude, we got two $100 super chats tonight.
Yeah, I'm kind of dazed by that.
Unreal.
Absolutely wild. That's so appreciated, guys. Everybody who's sending in a super chat just blows my mind. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I know that I take notes shorthand, hoping that it's going to fucking jog something, and it doesn't always work.
Do you remember when you made fun of me for getting all my highlighters and all my things to organize?
I don't make fun of you for that. I
You
think that's
picked on
sexy
me
as shit.
You picked on me a little bit.
It's
You're like,
flirtatious.
just shorthanded.
Yeah.
Just shorthand it, babe. What are you doing?
Yeah. I wrote on here, knight in shining armor of the weight. That's all I put.
Knight in shining armor. You actually had me write that down. I was like, is that enough?
I know. And I'm like, yeah, I'll totally remember that. And I don't fucking remember it at all. I have an idea of where I wanted to go with it, but I don't remember specifically why I put that
knight
up.
in shining armor, the weight of providing for a family financially and everything else a man has to do, the weight of being the head of a household.
Right.
Fucking gotcha.
Yeah, you were on it. Before I get into that, I want to say thank you for everybody who's not doing the super chats. Just the fact that you guys are here and we hit 300 for us is fucking huge. And all of you who went to Facebook and actually posted that shit and you're doing that, you guys are fucking supporting us.
Oh, yeah.
The support does not mean financial. I fucking mean that all the time. You're providing for us. You are providing for us. If you are sharing our fucking content with people and people are finding our channel because of you, you are doing more for us than you could possibly imagine. Yeah. Seriously, thank you. So on the knight in shining armor thing, if you know anything about armor, it's heavy. Mm-hmm. Those knights who jousted were in hundreds of pounds of steel, and to be chivalrous and to look at yourself as a knight and to live by a code of honor and to get up and go to work and provide. And Jasmine sent us $1.
Stop it.
Yep.
Thank you.
So for the man who goes, you know what? So for Brandon, the man who gets up at 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning and gets up and goes to work every day and is working to provide for those two kids and to support that woman, he is donning that armor every fucking day.
Yes, he is.
And though there are times that there are going to be struggles, getting emotional. There are times that you are going to struggle. That armor is going to be too fucking much. It's going to rub you raw. You have to don that armor and you have to protect your family. And it is important that your family realize that you're putting that armor on every fucking day when you lace your work boots up and that you get that gratitude. It is no different than when you were at a jousting thing and somebody fucking puts their little ring over top of the jousting stick or marks their knight. When you look at life like that and you show that gratitude, those men will fucking wear those blisters, the armor over their blisters, and they will continue to fight when they're fucking tired and bleeding. That gratitude goes a long way. That's why I made that note. Yeah. Because there are a lot of people who get up and grind and fucking put themselves in danger. They put themselves away from their family, away from their fucking kids, and they miss out on a lot trying to do the right thing as men. And sometimes that looks differently for some men than it does for others. But it's important, women, that you recognize that your man is donning that fucking armor every day, and don't ever forget how much that armor weighs because he fucking misses. I'm not going to cry. He misses a lot. And that segues into the next point, but we got another $100 super chat.
What?
Yep. You are both changing the world with your wisdom. I love laughing with you both every day when I listen. Thank you for your vulnerability, to share your perspectives. You have helped me change my life and to take more accountability.
I'm going to start crying. This is a lot. I did not expect this live to go the way it's going. It's a lot.
Great Wolf Tactical is also in the chat. What's up, Great Wolf? I know that he owns a jiu-jitsu school. If we move to Tennessee at least once, we are going to have to go over there and meet with him.
Okay.
So we're up to 313 in the chat, by the way. We're 360 guys. That's the goal. I want to see a perfect circle. The other note that I wrote, which ties into the night thing, says, do you feel oppressed? Do you feel oppressed by taking care of your house and husband? Because it is an act of servitude.
Mm-hmm.
Your husband is serving you by going to work. He's serving his family. He's missing events. He's doing the thing.
He's killing himself.
And if you're a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home wife, do you really feel oppressed by taking care of your kids, taking care of your husband while he takes care of the family, because you two are serving each other? Mm-hmm. And I asked that question because there's an honor in that.
There is.
Our Savage Servant t-shirts are written the way that they are because it is our duty to serve. It's different to be a servant, to live in servitude. It's another to be a servant.
Right.
I do the things that I do to serve you because I know that not only do you need them, it makes you fucking happy.
Mm-hmm.
So like the new clothes or the new purse or the car or whatever it is, the snacks, all of it. We do the things that we do for each other because it is an act of service. I don't feel oppressed. If I had to stay home and you were doing the breadwinner, I would do my fucking damnedest to make sure that you had everything that you needed taken care of while you were out doing your thing. And I would never feel guilty. I would never feel oppressed. I would never feel saddened or enslaved. I would feel like I am serving my family. I am still providing by doing the things that I'm doing at home while you were out working. There's not a scenario where I'm disgusted by the fact that a woman could make more money than a man.
Right.
The goal is to have the best fucking life possible, and sometimes those roles have to be reversed to do that. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I don't feel oppressed as a housewife.
But for those who do feel oppressed, I want you to ask yourself why.
Yeah.
What is so oppressive about being a mother? You don't get to hang out with your friends so much? I mean, that shit ends when you're a child anyways. What are you missing?
It ends when you become an adult.
Yeah. What are you missing? Because my life is fucking dope as shit. I get to spend time with my best friend every day.
Yeah.
Make inappropriate jokes, grab the peach, all kinds of dope shit. My life is amazing. Mm-hmm. And like I said earlier, I couldn't have that if you weren't a part of it.
Right.
So I can't imagine, and maybe it's me. Maybe it's because of the way that I treat you, but I can't see a scenario where you're oppressed. If you were like, babe, I want this and I can't make it happen right fucking now, it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. It might be a week. And I've said it, give me a week, give me 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll get it. I'll fucking make it happen. I just need a little bit of time. Shit goes a long way.
It does. Before you keep going. Never mind, it's gone. I had a point I wanted to make when I said I don't feel oppressed as a housewife, and you just kept going. And
you should have just interrupted me.
I don't remember what I was going to
say.
You
talk over me. Oh my.
What's your next point?
I was going to read some super chats.
Okay.
Kaylee Cohn's another $10 thing said, the appreciation does not fall on deaf ears. I love the vocal appreciation. Again, my love language is words of affirmation. LOL. Sorry, but huge respect to men who aren't embarrassed to cry. I am not embarrassed to cry. I can't. If those floodgates open, I will be in here ugly crying, snot bubbles, sobbing. Those floodgates open, it is a fucking problem. You've seen it. Not to that extent, but I've cried in front of you quite a few times. And it's gotten worse since I found my faith.
I have seen you, not to the extent that you just described, but I think I've seen you actually cry once.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it was like 1 or 2 tears and you had to stop yourself and get composed.
I want to be one of those guys who can talk through crying.
Yeah.
Tim Ross, Jordan Peterson. There's a strength in that. Like when I look at those motherfuckers are strong. Mm-hmm. I can't do it. I can't. Like even a minute ago when I was talking, I had to stop. Because I know if I continue to talk, I'm not going to be able to reel that back in and push it back down, and it's going to come out and game over.
Yeah.
Melissa Marie wrote, what if he wants to stop and leave to be free? Leave family to be free.
Stop and leave?
Family to be free. I guess maybe they mean the relationship. I mean, that's a him decision. You guys need to try to work on that and talk through that, but ultimately you can't change anyone.
You can't. That also needs to be... Did she say family, like kids and stuff?
She just said left family to be free.
So a thing that's really prevalent right now are people going out, hooking up, friends with benefits, one-night stands with dudes who don't want to be dads. Mm-hmm. Just because you get pregnant and have a baby doesn't mean all of a sudden he's going to be a father or he's going to want to be a father. That ties back into dating for a year, figuring out who this person is. Don't have sex for the first 6 months. if he decides to leave, you can't stop him.
Right. I want to know why he wants to leave, because it doesn't you don't just wake up one day and go, yeah, I'm good. I'm out. Bye.
Right.
That's a process. It takes a lot for a man to leave a woman. Scientifically proven women. I mean, obviously the data is all over the fucking internet right now that it's 70-80% of women initiate divorce. And if they're college educated, it's 90% of women are likely to initiate the divorce. Men don't normally do that. We will suffer and we will put ourselves through shit and just accept whatever's coming. Most of the time it's because we're too fucking stupid and too stubborn to make changes. We just accept things. And then we start keeping score. Well, she doesn't do this. Why should I do that? That's the wrong fucking mindset. You guys need to figure out what happened that lost your intimacy, because if you have a family, at one point he fucking loved you.
Yeah.
And he loved your family. So what happened to initiate that entire process? And until you figure that out, you're not going to be able to heal. Got a 150 from Zeke.
Zeke,
Do you want to just pay my mortgage, bro? I mean,
yeah.
Jesus. Captain Peaches and the American Eagle.
I love that.
Making a toe reference.
Yes, it is.
I can't be outdone, guys. Go and share the videos. Go find 5 people in your life that could benefit from these conversations. Together with a little help, we can all learn to be better.
That was very eloquent.
Did you say that in the mirror, like with your cell phone up, practicing it to watch it back to make sure that sounded good? Because that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Avery Bennett said, "Thank you for everything, guys. I had to grow up hyper independent. You guys have helped me grow and strengthen my relationship. I have never had this much confidence in myself until your videos." I love that. I don't know what we're doing to instill confidence in people. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because you have a better way to articulate yourself now.
What do you mean?
She said that she's never had this much confidence in herself until our videos.
It's because we are, in my opinion, we're saying things polite society won't. So when somebody's acting up, I'm going to tell you you're acting up. And when you can see that what you're doing is wrong and you're like, okay, I recognize that. I mean, that helps my self-confidence. When I recognize that I can be a better person, I don't have to put up with shit from other people, that makes me feel better about myself.
I get that. I can see that. That's wild to me. I actually think I like that more than improving the relationships.
Yeah.
You know, that's always been such a big deal for me. Like having that self-worth, knowing that like at the end of the day, you're a fucking warrior and you can make it work no matter what.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Purple XXDCXX. Thank you for everything. Me and my girl implement a lot of stuff you guys discuss. Thank you for everything. Much appreciated. Me and her are doing great. I fucking love that. I hope you implemented the check-ins because that's amazing. Danielle said, don't forget to sign up for patrons, $15 tier to get into the Discord. It's worth every single penny.
We are at over 250 people in that Discord.
Yes.
Crazy.
That Discord is off the chain.
I would love to see 300 people within the next few days.
I mean, it's possible. It's very possible. Kelly W. said, love you guys. Just started listening to your podcast and absolutely love it. Also told a co-worker, I swear I can speak.
You sound like me.
A co-worker, as she could use your advice as well. I said it a minute ago. The super chats are dope. I love it. I love that you guys are supporting us with Patreon. The biggest thing is to share our content. The more people that see this, the more likely they are to subscribe, the bigger we're going to get and grow. Mm-hmm. You guys are crazy with that.
Yeah, I'm at almost 400,000 on TikTok right now. I've gone up almost 100,000 a week.
That's insane. That's insane. That kind of growth is fucking insane.
Yeah.
You just said 100,000 in a week?
Yeah. I was at 300,000 when we left last Thursday for Tennessee.
Who's a bad bitch? You're a bad bitch.
Yeah. I'm your bad bitch.
Yeah, you fucking are. Look at me. Yeah.
And with that, we're going to have to end the live, guys.
I have 2 screenshots that I added to that page that I wanted to talk about. Go ahead.
Before you keep going, we received 2 new Patreons within the last 10 minutes.
Love that. That's because of Danielle and her super chat with the go to Patreon.
I love it.
I hope AJ is posting links to the Patreon in the chat because that would be gangster.
If you're not AJ, that's the cue.
Yeah. I'm sending you notes, motherfucker. So I screenshotted 2 things and added it. Do you know the Pages thing is different from the notes on the iPhone?
The Pages?
It's Pages.
What's
It's a Pages app.
What?
Okay. Hold on a minute. The Pages app is different, but Purple XXDCXX, I was like, I hope you did the check-ins. They sent another super chat just to answer.
Shut up.
We did implement the check-ins, and they help us communicate and understand each other a lot more. I'm going to put this down because the check-ins are a little more important than that nonsense. Also, I love that you're purple. That's kind of a thing for us because of.
Yeah.
Anyways, the when you do check-ins with your partner and you treat it as a report card, you are giving your partner the opportunity to be honest with you in a way that you're not going to get mad because you're asking them to grade your performance. When you ask someone, how am I doing as your partner, your husband or your wife? I really need to stop saying partner. I don't like that. How am I doing as your husband? And I've been fucking up and I'm asking you to tell me. I can't get mad at you for that. That honesty, obviously I please don't be mean. I would much rather you be honest and not an ass because I don't want to get hurt, but I do want to know where I can improve. And if I've fallen short as your husband, I want to fucking know about it, but don't be like you're a lazy piece of shit because it's a very different conversation.
I mean, it's going to hurt anyway.
It is.
Nobody wants to hear that they're slacking in their relationship. So hearing that I'm going to say something that you've done to me that's hurt my feelings, you're going to hurt.
Right.
But I can definitely lessen the blow by not being a dick about it.
Right. And it is going to hurt. It fucking hurts every time. But knowing that I'm asking you to do that and to grade my performance, if I'm getting a C, I have a lot of room to grow. If I got a B, I got a lot of room to grow. I need to know what I'm falling short in so that I can work on that. And it's important to know that while I'm working on that, I might slip in other areas because I'm focused here.
Right.
And it's okay to be like, hey, I know that you're fucking killing it over here. You're doing everything I said in the report card, but now you're slipping over here a little bit. Just try to even it out. Find your balance, babe. Those conversations are fucking everything. You guys, God, the check-ins are life-changing.
They are.
They're fucking life-changing.
It was a game changer for us.
It was, because the first time you asked me how my mental health was doing, it was not okay. And it was the first time that I was able to just divulge that to you and not feel like, well, what's wrong? Like, I can just be like, I'm not okay right now. I've been battling the BPD depression for a few days and I'm starting to slip. Like, and we just had a conversation and I wasn't attacked. I wasn't judged. I just got to talk to my wife. Like that's a fucking game changer. Yeah. We got Lorraine. Jesus. Thank you for sharing the passion. Guess how much this one is?
$150.
$200.
Stop.
Oh man.
Y'all have the money to be doing this right now?
Melissa Marie wrote, he wants to leave after 10 years, 3 kids, and just had a baby and nearly died in childbirth. And all I wanted was for him to stop drinking. And he throws that I'm a stay-at-home mom in my face and wants a single life. I need an email. I'm sorry. There's just not enough information in that for me to really delve into that.
Because after 10 years and multiple children, a man doesn't just up and go, I want to be single.
Right. Well, I mean, okay, so studies have proven that men don't do well with being caretakers the way that women do.
Right.
Providers, murderers, protectors, nurturers. So it's a lot harder for a man to go out of that kill it mindset into a nurture it mindset. It's a struggle for a lot of us.
Yeah, you were very uncomfortable with me after my surgery.
I was so afraid I was going to break you.
Yeah.
Like getting you out of the car, because we were in the Infinity when we went down there. It was, yes, we were.
Yeah, it was the Infinity.
Getting you out of the car because it was so low to the ground fucking stressed me out. But yes, so that's a thing. There's so much going on.
I know. I'm seeing them pop up over there on the screen.
I want to elaborate on this a little bit more. When we say your spouse becomes before everything, before your kids, before your family, your spouse is priority number 1 above all else. That includes drinking and drugs and partying and going to the bar and all of the other things that may bother your partner. If you are telling me that your partner's drinking bothers you and you've discussed that with him and he's putting the drink above you, there's a whole other slew of issues that's happening that shows me where your priority is. And that's a discussion that needs to happen all on its own. Shannon Orth donated earlier without a message for $50 and wanted the message independent and not getting hurt again. I can be a team with my man now, but not lose myself again, which is what you said right on the nose. Again, trying to be so independent and can allow my man to be my man. I love that. I love that. Zeke said he put another $50, get that view count higher, pump up the jam, pump it up.
Hey, wow, the beats are bumping.
Pathless Woods sent 2 of them back to back, or no, maybe, I don't know. Maybe he posted it twice. I don't know. You guys started your podcast the same month I lost my dad. Oh man, that sucks. You have given me hope and strength just from sharing how joyous and collaborative love can be, even in dark times. Thank you so much.
That made me emotional a little bit.
I'm glad that we could be some sort of light in your darkness.
That means a lot.
Yeah. Heather Hogan got a 2-month member for 2 months, early access. Love and respect you both so much. BDE and BBE all around, abound. I'm sorry. The community is paying the fee. Thank you for giving yourselves so that the community is better. Purple said, thank you guys for all the help. Keep it up. I sent detailed email. Thank you, Melissa. I don't know when you sent the email, but send us another one and just tell us. Remind me so that we can find that and move it, because I actually want to read. I'm engaged now. Good morning from Australia.
Ooh.
I just wanted to jump in and say the most genuine thank you I have probably ever said to someone. You guys have literally changed my life for the better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love that. Purple said, let's go, AJ. He said, I'm screenshotting and sending like a motherfucker, and they are taunting me by super chatting more. We got an email last night from Australia. It had to have been 4 a.m. our time. Mm-hmm. And I know because I was dying on the toilet fucking with this food poisoning thing. And somebody said, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember verbatim, how do you as Christians justify using the language that you use? Because we say the F word and see you next Tuesday, and we talk the way we do.
I'm not a Christian.
Follower of Christ.
Right. And as a follower of Christ. Oh, do you even want to get into this?
I responded to that email last
Okay.
night at 4 a.m. and I said to her, we are reaching people that would otherwise not be reached by the church because of who we are, the way we look, and the way we talk. And if Jesus was alive today, he wouldn't be hanging out with the super mega churches. He'd be looking for the people who are falling short.
A toolbox.
Yeah. You look at all the people that he made disciples. Mm-hmm. Saul was a fucking murderer who persecuted Christians before he became Paul. There was a tax collector in his group. Like, there was a zealot in his group.
Wasn't there a prostitute?
Yeah. He picked a lot of flawed motherfuckers to spread his message. And if God says, hey, this is what I want you to do, I'm not saying no.
Yeah, and I'm not changing who I am because all of a sudden my faith has changed, or
Right.
I feel something is being pushed.
Right.
It's being pushed because of who we are.
Right. And I said, I some habits are harder to break than others. And I do want to make my swearing more punctual and not habitual, because I do see that as a weakness. Mm-hmm. But I also know that words only have a value to them because somebody told you that it was a bad word.
Right.
If you grew up thinking that Tuesday was a bad word and you went to 5th grade and your teacher said, what is next day's day? And everybody's like, Tuesday, you'd be like,
right.
Because you would believe that Tuesday's a bad word. So we're taught that these words have
a foul meaning.
If I'm like, I fucking love you, it's showing.
I just feel affection.
Right. But if I'm like, I could obviously use that word in a very negative tone and it would change the entire meaning of the word. And I think that the meaning of the word is what the actual issue is and not the usage of the word. Mm-hmm. I also believe that there's a power in words. And if the way that we're talking is getting people to buy Bibles and is finding their faith again because we hear it every day.
I must be doing something right. I'm just saying,
Yeah, we're getting it. Anyway, so I responded to that and I gave that whole thing. It was a lot. It was like a 3-paragraph response. And I woke up this morning to a response from that person and was like, that was a really good answer. Thank you for responding. Just curious, like all respect. There was no hatred there. It was just, they were just curious. I thought that was a really cool interaction.
That's pretty neat.
We have another $50 super chat.
Y'all are wild.
From Lorraine. Remember when this seems not worth it. Remember you are helping people change. #to be better.
I have to remind myself that constantly.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is a lot.
I enjoy it.
With trying to figure out homeschooling and...
Yeah, homeschooling thing is going to be difficult.
Maintaining a household and cleaning and cooking and doing everything and still running a podcast, it's a lot. What are you reading?
Well, I'm not sure if he meant to type it the way that he did because he didn't use any punctuation, but he wrote flew the coop farms. I'm assuming should have been a comma. God doesn't pick the perfect. He picks the ones he can use. That's exactly what I meant by what I said to that woman in the email. I love that. So I want to talk a couple of screenshots that I speak them goodly.
You're doing great. Oh, I told you I wouldn't say that anymore. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I was really only giving you a hard time earlier because
Okay.
it's like saying bless your heart. I know that you don't mean it that way,
Right, but I'm not bitchy towards you.
but Zeke said, can't let Lorraine beat me. $50 super chat. So I screenshotted. I know. It's fucking wild.
It's a lot. It's really a lot.
Somebody wrote, I know this video is 2 months. I know this video is 2 months old, but I just started listening and watching you guys, and I just paused mid video, messaged my partner, and basically admitted that I lied to protect myself. I accidentally called him my ex's name, then panicked and said he was acting like him, and that everyone acts like that is so. It's not a big deal, basically, when in reality, my brain straight up lagged and I said his name, and for some reason, I have no idea. So I admitted to him, apologized, and so on. To end this, I admitted I lied to protect myself in a fight or flight moment, and I chose wrong, so I fixed my mistake. That accountability is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That kind of shit, like, oh, she was watching our video and was like, oh shit, pause. Hey, I just want to let you know that I lied. And like, I really fucked up, and I just want you to know I'm sorry.
That's a big deal.
There's obviously good for you for doing that, but he would have never known otherwise. But I would also like to point out you turned something around and like kind of attacked him in that, and knowing that you did that and apologized there as well is massive.
Just real quick, I want to shout out Archie. He's in the YouTube chat right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Dude's been here since the beginning.
Yep.
They're actually keeping tally now. Lorraine is winning by $27.
Okay, that was saved for later things. That was not something to bring up.
You know, in that moment of her lying to cover her own ass, she put him down hard.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
That's crazy. You don't think about what you're doing to protect yourself will affect somebody else.
After years of being feeling pulled back to God, I finally am making my way back to him because you guys made it seem more attainable and realistic. That was a super chat.
I love that.
I just sent an email just now explaining more. Okay, so we're getting emails. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. The other thing that I wrote on here says, we have equality in our marriage by playing to our strengths. We talked about this a little bit in 15. Can you protect yourself? Sure. But could I do it better? We talked about that in 15. You could absolutely be a protector, but I'm better at it, so I'm going to do it. Can I cook? Absolutely. But you're a better cook, so why should I do that? So when we talk about our traditional marriage and we talk about playing to strengths, we have our pink and blue jobs because I'm a masculine dude and you're a feminine woman. Like, you've been able to fall into that role. Why would I want you to do the things that you're not as good at when I can do them more efficiently, faster, and better, and let you do your things? When you look at a job or a scenario like you doing the dishes or cooking, it's not a demeaning thing for you to feed your family. It's admirable.
Right.
It's no different than me working to bring the food to the table. And I shouldn't expect you to make the meal if I can't get the fucking food in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're working our strengths as a team. And I know we talked about that a little bit earlier. I can't remember if it was in this or in the episode 15, but that note was prevalent because I think that, like I said earlier, there's inequality. There's equality in our inequality. And that the more you and I are able to work together to, what are you doing?
I'm getting comfy.
Now who's the eagle?
I don't have super long toes like you do.
I don't even know if they're in the shot. I just, I lost my train of thought, and that's okay.
Is it because I showed my feet?
Maybe.
Little harlot over here. Show you my ankle too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Show me them wrists, baby. Show me the wrists.
Oh, they're already exposed. Do you want to see my elbow?
No.
Is that too much?
Yep.
I get it. They're pretty nice.
It's super chat. It's not OnlyFans.
Okay. I'll tone it down. I'm doing too much over here.
The idea of us working together the way that we do.
Another patron.
Dope. I don't think that falls into, or I do think that falls more back into the servitude conversation that we're having and serving our partners. But I think it's important to remember that the way that we work and the way that we do things allows us to have the time together that we have that we otherwise wouldn't if we were bickering about whose jobs are needing to be done.
Yeah, that seems like such a frivolous, tedious argument. Why waste the time arguing about things when you can just get all this shit done as a team and spend time together?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Literally everything that we've said tonight can tie back into one or another point that we've made. It falls into the keeping score. It falls into putting on your armor while you're blistered because things need to get done. Like, it really does come down to serving
one another,
your partner, your spouse. Zeke said, you know where you are. You're in the jungle, baby.
Hey,
You're gonna die. $100 super chat.
Oh, I love that song.
All I can see is Guitar Hero.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Oh, I want to keep going. I can't. This isn't D&D. This isn't karaoke. We got everything you want. How do we know the names? We are the people that Guns N' Roses is a bop.
What are we at on the live stream watchers?
On the live watchers?
Are we still in the 300s or did we go down?
We are at 306.
Oh, dope. We're still in the threes. That's good. I don't have anything else from the topic. Do you want to bullshit for a little while? That Pepto actually worked my stomach. I'm not in pain like I was when I sat down.
I'm cool with bullshitting.
All right, guys. You're in the chat. You guys have been giving us money all night.
Banana just sent us $4.99. Are we reading $4.99s right now?
I mean, I don't know. I'm reading whatever he sends me.
Okay.
How about it? You're in the chat. You're not supposed to be. You're breaking the rules. Okay,
well, I'll read this and then I'm done. I like seeing what people are saying. Thoughts on a partner being on OnlyFans? I probably just broke a rule. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not okay with that. We had a really long in-depth discussion
on the side piece.
AJ, can you link that? I don't even know if it's live yet. I think that's the one that goes live tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It did go live on Spotify today, but AJ, link that in the chat, please. We had a very in-depth discussion about OnlyFans, and it wasn't just like that's wrong. Like, we had a fucking discussion.
Oh yeah, we went multiple revenues with it. Is somebody scolding me?
No, we got another $100 super chat.
What the fuck?
Where are you again? Question mark.
Where are we again?
In the jungle.
Cause we got fun and games.
I personally think that there is a level of OnlyFans that can be acceptable if both people are on board with it, because we talked about that.
Right.
And I don't want to rehash that. AJ can post a link to that video because it is like a half-hour long conversation.
Yeah, it definitely has to be a communication and understanding on both ends.
And boundaries need to be fucking clearly defined, and nothing can be overstepped. Everything has to be transparent as fuck, or really bad shit's going to happen in that scenario.
Yeah.
She sent a $6 super chat too, just because.
Who?
Lorraine. I think that her and Zeke are trying to outdo each other.
Yeah, they're having a pissing contest.
They are. I mean, somebody's gonna have to win eventually.
I was about to say, whose dong is heavier? Let's find out. What?
I was gonna say, do we want to talk about the corn thing at all? Because that kind of ties into the OnlyFans. We can have a discussion on that.
We can.
We've been getting a lot of emails about that.
We have.
Like, more than the last probably 2 months. The last week and a half has been more corn emails than anything. Mm-hmm. They're off by $1. Lorraine is ahead by $1. She sent a $6 chat to be $1 ahead.
I'm here for the pettiness.
I love that.
Same though.
I love that. Did I get a 1650, 51, 52?
So how do you want to segue into the corn? I hate that we call it corn because I actually really appreciate the vegetable corn. It's not versatile, but I can mix it with cream cheese and honey and give myself some heart attack in a bowl. That's nice.
Hang on. This is business. Chat says, let's talk about corn. Okay. So, in my head, I want to be like, are you ready? So when you guys are in a relationship with somebody, I view that as an adulterous act.
Yes.
You are lusting after someone else so much so that you're using it for self-gratification. And that attention, Zeke, please let up. I'm sweating. That's funny. That tickled me.
That is funny.
If you, why would you not want to give that attention to your partner?
Right.
And I mean that in a very humbling, like, because I could probably think of scenarios, like I could probably think of a scenario where like somebody might view that as an okay thing, not necessarily corn, but the self-gratification. But if you have the opportunity to have your partner involved, or you are able to resist the primal urges, which is actually something that I pride myself on, that whole, I'll get into that. I will get into that.
Okay.
But being able to put yourself aside and make yourself wait to actually get, more of an enjoyment out of something. If you are one of those people that need it right now, if you are able to flirt with your partner and put it off until you get home or until you're able to have that moment with your partner, that moment is going to be so much more intense and so much more satisfying. And you are being true to your partner. You're not fucking with your brain waves, because when you watch porn, it actually changes the dopamine response and the way that your brain processes dopamine.
Right.
You give yourself false expectations for what sex is supposed to be. And then you find yourself not enjoying the time that you have with your partner. And eventually you're going to start looking for the next level of whatever that is.
When you're watching porn and you're getting that dopamine release, the same style of porn is not going to satisfy that over time.
Right.
So you're going to get into more extreme things. And that's where your partner is no longer going to satisfy you, because now you're watching hardcore
things.
Yes. I was trying to figure out what to.
I'm just trying to help.
Okay.
Look at you smiling over there.
I enjoy it. I'm sweating, so I'm gonna have to go change my hoodie into a shirt. So you're gonna have to entertain the masses.
Okay. Before I'm gonna read super chats while you do that. Then. Okay. Devon said, I've been on my own journey of reinventing myself. I'm single and I feel like I'm learning lessons to be a better man. Appreciate you guys. I love that. Please watch the gentleman video. That's a big deal. Smoking Sunflower 27 said, endless gratitude to you guys. Hubby and I have been feeling so peaceful together after implementing check-ins and doing the love languages quiz. Who said I love you first, and how and when did it happen? Oh, you couldn't have waited until you did that. Hey, come back. Okay, you can go now. Woo. I'll have to ask that question when she gets back, because she's gonna know that. Zeke said apparently there's a $500 cap. Did you just give us $500 on a fucking live stream, bro? What? Unreal. Wow. She left me here, and she showed me herself before she left, and my brain, I don't know what to do with myself, guys. That's a thing. And I can't see the chat. Will you grab the Sprite out of the refrigerator for me, please? The Sprite that you hate? Yeah, it's so gross. I fucking hate Sprite. I really feel like I should be doing like dun 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 dun. Thank you, babe. So one of the super chats said, you did that just so I could see that booty. Endless gratitude, you guys. Hubby and I have been feeling so peaceful together after blah, blah, blah. I already read this, so I'm not going to read it twice. But she said, who said I love you first? How and when did it happen? I don't remember who said I love you first.
You did.
Did I?
Mm-hmm. And I made you wait a week before I said it back to you.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. And you were like, I'm glad that you waited, because it wasn't like me just saying it because you said it. You said I love you to me for the first time, and I went, I remember what I was wearing when you said that to me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that, because I don't remember that. I remember the first time I kissed you, and it felt like I was getting fucking struck by lightning in my face.
Does it still feel like that?
Yeah, it does. It obviously not every single time, but there are times where like you can tell I'm going through it, and I don't know if it's just like you're really focusing on me, but it's fucking there.
Yeah.
So how did that? Wait, what? Focus at the camera. LOL. Chat says error 404.
What?
It looks like it's working for me, bro. AJ, is it still not working? He said focus at the camera. LOL. Oh, okay, I get it. It looks like the chat's going for me from what I can see. So, yeah, can you elaborate on that, please? I'm sorry. I too much going on. My brain can't keep up. I saw your boobs and your butt, and
yeah,
there's money being given and fucking.
There's a lot going on for you right now.
Yeah, my tabs are arrow 404.
Yeah. I'm glad I could participate in that. So,
is that where our habitual conversation came from?
What do you mean?
When we had the conversation about not saying...
No. That was like 2 or 3 months afterwards.
Okay.
Because I was like, you haven't said it in like 3 weeks. And you were just going through shit. And yeah.
You know, as perfect as this can be, and I'm not saying that we're perfect.
Right, we're not.
But we're fucking leaps and bounds above most. Lorraine sent $25 and just wrote Zeke. I love that.
She's challenging you, bro.
Yeah, she's definitely lady-sized beach balls.
She's getting it.
So even though we're not perfect, there were a lot of fucking odds for us to overcome.
Yeah.
And we did. And like, I don't mean to like brag and boast, but we came out on top through a lot of that shit. And there were a lot of things that I think were maybe subconscious on my part to see how far I could push you before you would walk away from me, because I was expecting it to just not be real.
You did do a lot of shit. There were a couple of times where I was like, okay, he's fucking pushing me. Why am I here?
Yeah.
And in those moments, I had to take a step back and be like, okay, hey, he's hurting and he's going through it and he's processing a lot of shit. It took a lot. It took a lot for me to stay. But I saw you were worth it.
Yeah.
You are worth it, yeah.
That so we commit things to memory differently.
Yeah.
We know that. You remember things a lot more in detail than I do, because if it's not vital information, I have to clear the cache.
Right.
Where you're able to hold on to things different. The fact that she sent a $17 and said, apparently I'm capped. They tied. That's funny. Fucking wild. Part of me wants to instigate and be like, there's a donate button on tobebetter.co.
Stop it.
Anyways, those times you helped me more in my healing process than I could have possibly ever imagined while I was going through it. And I know it because there was a lot of things that I legitimately pushed you away from. Like the night that I made you go home because I didn't want to cry in front of you.
Right.
There were things that looking back on, I know were fucked up, and knowing that you stayed through all of that when we weren't as committed as we are to each other now, I don't worry about my shortcomings.
I've seen them.
Right. You've seen me at my worst.
Yeah.
And you weren't as committed to me. You were living on hopium that we were going to work. And now that we have the bond that we have, I don't feel an insecurity with us. There are very few times where I'm like, you just triggered my abandonment BPD shit, and that's something I can't control. But logical brain, I fucking know you're not going anywhere. Which is why I'm so confident when people are like hitting on you on the internet. I'm like, yeah, it's my woman, motherfucker. You can try.
Yeah.
Try it. You're not going to get it. You know what I mean? And there's an arrogance in that. But I know it's because of what we went through in the beginning. And it wasn't like, they weren't fights. None of them were fights. It was just me going through what I was going through and trying to see if you were really going to stay or not.
Yeah, I think you were really putting me like trial by fire.
I think so.
If it weren't you, I would not have tolerated that from anybody else. What?
What was the chick Starbucks name? Was it Cheyenne?
Hang on.
It was Cheyenne. She's in the fucking chat. She just super chatted us.
Not.
Starbucks goddess. Loves y'all. Please
Is that what
never
she said?
change.
That's exactly what I called her on the post.
Who you guys are.
Shut
I
the fuck
hope
up.
to see her soon. Yep. That's fucking wild.
No way.
I love that.
I love that you're in the chat right now. That's so cool.
Discord after party via Patreon.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna be there after this.
Yeah. VIP Patreon.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that I look back and I'm like, wow, I really let this man do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you tell me some of them?
There was a period of time where once a week you would hit me with, I don't think this is going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I mean, I don't remember it being that frequent.
Yeah.
But I do remember doing that. And I remember doing that because there was a fear. So first and foremost, I admit that I was afraid that I was going to get attached and you were going to bail on me. Because, and this is not an excuse. I promise you I'm not making excuses.
I know.
My borderline when it's bad is bad. And knowing that I was that attached to you and the fear of you leaving and like the only sanity and peace that I had in my fucking world at that point, walking away from me, there was if I just make her go, I'm in control of her leaving and it's just me and I'm not being abandoned. I'm winning. And that was a very real mindset for me for a while.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid that you were going to see how fucking broken and damaged I was and not want to be here. Sprite burps.
Yeah.
So bad. There's a maturity in that too, though. And it's not just, it's not an emotional maturity on my end. It's a maturity in that, a growth. Like we matured together in those moments because you very much could have been like, you're an asshole. You're pushing me away and I'm fucking leaving because of it. And you could have left.
Yeah. There was a time where we were still very new and you hit me with, like I meant the world to you or something. It was that context. And like, I was on cloud 9. And then like 2 weeks later, you were like, yeah, no, you're not.
I'm sorry. I know that we've had that discussion before and that's an upsetting thing.
That fucked me up pretty bad.
I really thought, I believed that you were going to see how damaged I was and you were going to abandon me.
Yeah.
I did. And like, we had such an amazing thing. Everything was fucking flawless with us. You treated me like a wife from the rip. And I, coming out of everything that I was coming out of and all the shit that I was dealing with in my personal life and the businesses and everything that was going on and the betrayal with friends and like my world was fucking on fire. I didn't have a place to live. Like I was between, things were a fucking mess. And you were the one stable thing that I was holding on to. And I knew that if you walked away, that would have been the end of it. And I knew that. And I absolutely did try to push because I needed to see, it tested your loyalty. I wanted to see if you were really in this. And when I realized that you weren't fucking going anywhere and that you were in this ride or die with me, we got matching tattoos and like it was game on at that point. And I haven't tested you since then. And I won't. We got 2 super chats. Just want to say, I just want to support and thank you both. Have taken many notes, and husband, who I've been with for 12 years now, is listening as well. We've started to work on ourselves and for each other, and things are already better. We've started working on ourselves and for each other.
Both of those things are important.
That's the fucking message. You are working on yourselves, but you are doing it for each other. You will only be as good as the standard that your partner holds you to because you're gonna get like, oh, I've done it. Like I'm where I need to be. I'm content with my life. And if the person you love is like, you can be more, you can be better. We can fucking level up. Let's do this. You're gonna be like, oh shit, well fucking let's go.
Right.
That accountability is fucking huge. Cassandra said you should set up a Streamlabs account for us to donate so you can get 100% of the money we send instead of YouTube taking a giant cut. So if you go to 2Be Better Co, the number 2Be Better Co, there are things that you can do on our website to support us that goes directly to our PayPal. There is a donate button. So I don't believe there's a cap on that. There might be, but I don't think there is. And if there is, I have to change it. I just built the website last week. There are prints that you can buy, which actually we make a profit on. When we do the t-shirts will be going live on that site and we'll be announcing those to Discord first. And they're limited. We did 160 of each t-shirt, not 160 of each size, 160 total. Fucking limited drops. When we do drops, they will be limited shirts. I don't think that we'll ever do a release more than 200 because I want to create a frenzy for them. And we may do retro shirts or whatever, but that's a whole other thing. So far, I have not seen how much YouTube takes in what we're doing because we haven't had a large chunk of change yet. This month is going to be a record month for us in 3 months.
That's crazy.
Because we didn't make anything our first month on YouTube.
No, we didn't.
We're steady at 304 watching you guys talk shit, AJ said.
Love that.
Also, guys, please don't forget to like the video. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the bell, notification, subscribe, all that shit. Join us on the YouTube member section if you want. We have early content there, but Patreon is where it's at. The Patreon community gives you the Discord, People over there are super dope.
Exclusive content only for Patreon.
Yep. And again, it's important to remember that all the things that we're asking you to do just drives the algorithm. It helps us, and it doesn't cost you anything to hit the fucking thumbs up button.
Or to share it.
Yep. It's free. You have the opportunity on all your social media. You can post it on the fucking Instagram. Let's do that. I don't know if I can. Oh, you know what? I don't think the internet's going to handle that. I can't do that.
Oh, yeah. Too much going on.
Yep. That would have been cool, though, to be able to fucking have one phone up on TikTok and one phone up on Instagram and then us recording at the same time live on YouTube. We could have been hitting all the things.
You know, the kid's stepmom was telling me that we need to link our YouTube lives to Twitch.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to do the Twitch thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to monitor it. It would just be streaming at the same time.
We'll have to look into that.
That's my understanding of it. I could be totally off base with it. I don't understand technology at all.
Will there be a his piece, her home shirt? Ooh, that's good.
That is good.
I don't know. Oh, that's a really good fucking phrase, though. I don't. Damn, you pay attention.
Why do you say that?
She just, because that triggered a whole bunch of thoughts in my head. That's fucking clever. Because you always say that you're my piece, and you have said on the podcast that I'm home.
Yeah.
No matter where I am, you're going with me. That I'm your home. They fucking pay attention.
Yeah.
That's wild. Make me emotional. Shy said, or Shay, Shai, your podcast has saved me out of a toxic relationship, made me want to rebuild my relationship with God. I recently emailed about being shamed out of the church my grandpa built and continue to work on my personal growth. Jason Kern said, I'm on my boyfriend's YouTube. My name's April, so it's not Jason. I'm 24 and truly look up to you both as role models. I've never had someone to look up to. That's flattering, and I love that. And
that's a lot of responsibility.
Zeke tried to super sticker instead of super chat, and it kept him at 500 in total, and he's mad. Chat's hyped about the shirt idea. Somebody said stickers would be a good idea, and I wasn't going to tell you.
Tell me.
Them.
Oh.
You know. I don't fucking do anything without telling you. Come on.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that's news to me.
You know everything.
I do.
I have no filter when it comes to you.
I love that.
I came out of the back. Oh, I'm not going to do that. They don't need to hear all that.
Yeah, right. I know what you're talking about.
I have no chill when it comes to talking to you. I have no shame. There's nothing that I'm ashamed of. Like, I would spread eagle the butthole. Full moon. I don't care. I don't. I know that love is so unconditional with us that shit doesn't faze me at all. One of these days, I'm going to say something so off the wall, you're going to be like, okay, that's too much.
I don't think that'll ever
reel it
happen.
back. Like that was too far. I'm like, okay, now I know where my limits are. Like,
there are no limits with me.
But I wasn't going to tell them. However, since we're doing a live stream and people have been generous, we actually have stickers made. And for the t-shirts that we ordered 3 different stickers in a quantity that everybody that orders a t-shirt will get one of each sticker. And they're like vinyl. It's not just like a cheap sticker paper garbage. Like I actually had them printed. 2 of them are the shirt logos on 6x3 and 5x6. And one of them is a rounded square sticker that has the To Be Better Podcast logo and To Be Better Podcast. And it's a 3x3. I'm pretty pumped by them because I want to stick them on the back of my iPad.
I want to put them on my
cover.
car.
Yeah. Lorraine said, Zeke, we both kept worth every penny of To Be Better. I love that you guys did that. That shit goes, man, it's wild to me. You guys are fucking insane. Let's let you guys pick a topic. We're 2 hours in. I would like to go for maybe another 20 or 30 minutes and then call it a night. Peaches needs to hit Chris with good job pooping one day.
I knew exactly who sent that before I looked at the chat.
she hit me with at 3:30 in the morning last night. She came into the bathroom and was like, do you need anything? Do you want me to go to the store and get you some Imodium? Like, you were so worried about me because of the demons that were coming out of my bowels last night. I was in so much fucking pain. And the fact that I'm awake because I slept so much and like I'm sick is astonishing because I've been awake all day. I did take a mini nap.
Yeah.
But I really expected to sleep midday. Cheyenne wrote, if Big Boss isn't there Monday, I'm there until 12. I got you with some free coffee. Love, Starbucks Goddess. Good night, you beautiful souls.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, love that. It's kind of cool to be seen by people that are in our town.
Yeah, like that is someone I interacted with.
And it not be shop related.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
It's podcast related.
Yeah.
She hit me with, weird question. Do you have a podcast? And I was like, yes.
I love that.
And that was like 2 days after being recognized with that Wicked.
Yeah.
That was just
wild. Somebody just sent a $2.20 Canada chat and said, it's a little. I'm 16 and I love you both a lot.
Oh, I love that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that really means a lot.
Just as much as the big chats.
Yeah.
Share the content. Share the content, guys.
What's that 16-year-old's name?
L2R Official on YouTube.
All right, L2R Official. I love that. That really means a lot. I hope that you gain a lot of knowledge from this. You're young. Mm-hmm. You can learn a lot from our mistakes and going through our podcasts. You will not have to go through half the shit we went through if you really pay attention and understand.
Yep. Yeah, if your friend touches the hand on a stove and gets burned, you're not going to touch that stove.
Right.
Let us learn those lessons for you. We've already done them.
Yep. That's one of my biggest goals in all of this, is to show the youth that you don't have to go through all of this to understand it. You can hear about it, you can take note of it, and then you can go from there. You're not going to have to live the experience to know to avoid it.
You're still going to make mistakes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There are still, I'm 42 years old. There's things that I've done in the last 5 or 6 months that I'm not fucking proud of. And there's things that I've said to people that in real life that like I totally regret saying.
Yeah.
Because in the heat of the moment, I respond or I react instead of respond. And that's something that I'm going to have to work on for the rest of my life.
Right. I do that too.
Cassandra wrote, winter shirts dropping. I've been around since before the podcast. I need one of the first shirts. They will be released on Discord first. Discord will get hey guys, shirts are going to be dropping on specific date and time. Mm-hmm. And then I'll probably give like a 10-minute window before I make it live for the rest of the world just to see if people can
get over there.
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work yet. We don't even physically have the shirts yet. They've been ordered and I've paid for them. I do all of my business local. I refuse to buy shit on the internet, even though it's cheaper, because I want to support the businesses who support us. So we are going to have patches made eventually, and I'm going to go through the Discord for that. We've been, I say that we've been talking to them like it's been a big conversation. I've talked to them once about it, but we have somebody in the Discord that does embroidery, and I would like to do like a 500 order of patches where they just embroider the To Be Better logo, or maybe like Brian the Bison or something. I don't know how that would work. I think that would be kind of cool. Somebody asked for advice on forgiving and letting go. Those are two very different things.
That is two very different things. I have so much going on in my mind right now.
Why?
I caught myself on the live stream and my armpits look amazing. When I was overweight, when I was over 300 pounds, I had really fat armpits and I hated how they looked. And I was like scratching something on the back of my neck and I'm like, ooh, okay, I see I got a little valley going on right there. It's not just Play-Doh. So that's a cool body achievement for me. I feel a little bit better about myself. And then the kid's stepmom is asking for a shirt.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
She's one of the admin in the Discord.
Right.
I'm gonna take care of everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if she's comfortable with me saying her name, so I'm just
It's somebody wrote, it's 1:10 here in Birmingham, UK. I need sleep. I'm up at 6:30 with the kids. Love you guys. Thank you.
You stayed up for this?
Yeah, that's wild.
Wow.
So advice on forgiving and letting go, because I will get sidetracked because it's a little tiny text. I'm not going to remember that.
Yeah, forgiving and letting go.
Do you have advice on that, or how would you like to pick one and I'll pick the other?
So forgiving and letting go. When you make the choice to forgive something, you have to let it go. If you continue to harbor the hatred or the resentment or whatever negative feeling you're having, did you really forgive the situation? Did you really forgive the person for whatever they did to you? And forgiving that person does not mean they now have access to you the way they did before.
Right. I agree with that.
You can forgive somebody. You can forgive someone and completely cut them out of your life. That forgiveness is for your own peace of mind, not for theirs. When you let go of a situation, that doesn't mean it's never going to come back and hurt, because it will. There are situations from 10 years ago that I'm completely over now, but a scent or an image will bring that moment back, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. That's something you'll deal with for the rest of your life.
Right. But it's not going to cause that continuous pain and pit in your stomach, because you've recognized their actions. you don't have to justify their actions, but you recognize it and you can see their point of view and follow their thought process. Doesn't make it right. But that forgiveness is more for you to be at peace. And letting go of that situation, it's needed for your own continuous growth.
Yeah. So LR2, the 16-year-old, actually just became a member. I don't know if that meant Patreon or YouTube, but AJ told me that. So my advice on forgiving and letting go, because they are two very different things to me. You forgive for you.
Yeah.
Not for the, and this is something that I learned recently, because I will fucking hold a grudge until I'm dead.
Really?
There are people, if the zombie apocalypse happened and I knew that I could murder people, there are like 13 people within an hour of me that I could take out before I have to worry about zombies. If that shit ever hit the news, there are 13 people that are currently breathing that will stop breathing in 24 hours, because I know that the world's ending and I'm going to be the one that zombies aren't getting on my mind. I am. And that's been my life thing for a long time. And that list gets updated every once in a while. Sometimes people will fall off. That's the thing for me. When I heard that you forgive people because they're not thinking about the fact that they did you dirty, they don't give a fuck about you. You're holding on to all of that while they're living their best fucking life. They don't give a shit about you or how you're feeling. I'm like, damn.
You're not even a passing thought in their head anymore.
And here I am holding on to all this anger and hate. I'm good on that. So when I'm ready to let go of something and I'm forgiving somebody, because I will forgive before I let go. Can you stop watching the chat, please?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Because I can't have a conversation with you when you're looking at your phone.
I'm still listening.
I know, but you're stroking the thing and looking at your phone, and I feel left out. You should be stroking me and looking at me.
You want me to come sit on your lap?
No.
Okay.
That would be very bad if you squished my belly right now.
I'm sorry you felt like I wasn't giving you my attention. I wasn't.
I know.
And I acknowledge that, and I apologize.
I appreciate that, and I love you for that.
I'm going to move my phone over here so it's not tempting.
Okay. So when I'm forgiving, I am doing it for me, because I don't want to be holding on to something where somebody else is like, I control that motherfucker's emotions.
Right.
And if somebody did me really dirty, I can be like, okay, cool. You did you. I'm fine. It's done. It's in the past.
Yeah.
You're not in my life anymore. I'm not going to allow it to happen again. And if you are still in my life, then we have to navigate this together, because you're still here and I'm allowing that to happen. We need to work through that. And as for letting it go, the moment I forgive something, it's gone. It's done. And we've had scenarios where when we first started, like, had our real arguments, we thought it was going to be days. And like, I don't want to do that. I want to go to bed tonight with you in my arms, knowing that I love you and that you love me and that tomorrow's going to be a new day, because we start a new life every morning when we wake up, and it's a choice. So when I forgive something, it's done. I'm letting that shit go immediately. Love the podcast. Would love to draw something for you guys. I would love to have you draw something for us.
That would be crazy.
We have a PO box.
We do.
In the Patreon that AJ doesn't fucking have access to. So somebody that's in the Patreon, please get the PO box and post it in the chat. We're going to have to upgrade the Patreon tier. I really don't want to do that.
Why upgrade it?
So that AJ can get in there, because there's times like right now where it would be really beneficial to be able to have him access the Patreon to do what.
Oh, for him to be on the.
Yep.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So that's my advice on forgiving and letting go. You forgive because the people that did you dirty don't care that they did you dirty.
They don't.
You care. You're hurt. You have to let that go. And it's in the past. You dwelling on it's not going to change the future.
There are people out there who do care. If they're a good person, they're going to care. But this situation doesn't apply to them, because they're going to do everything they can to make amends with you and not repeat that behavior.
Right. And then apologies are going to happen. Actions are going to start taking place, because actions always speak louder than words. Yeah. I also think that it's important you guys follow the rule of fives. If it doesn't matter in 5 seconds or 5 minutes, you don't have to worry about it right now. If it doesn't happen in 5 days or 5 months, is it really that big of a concern? And if it's not going to matter in 5 years, it really doesn't fucking matter at all. So like, you need to judge your situation accordingly. And if you need 5 minutes to fucking grieve whatever's happened, take that 5 minutes, grieve it, and then move past it, because it's done. Words can't be taken back. Time can't be taken back. Opportunities can't be taken back. Like, you fucking need to make the best of the situations that you have while you have them.
So on that little screen right there, it says 27:43. I thought that was the timer. So when you said that we've been live for 2 hours, that fucked me up.
That's the average watch time.
That's crazy.
People are on average watching us for 30 minutes. We got a super chat that says, my wife has been watching you guys, and he gave us $1.99.
Love that.
I thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you on behalf of your wife. I hope your life is improving. Maybe she takes your boots off. That would be dope.
That would be dope.
Got about 15 more minutes, guys.
I'm beat.
Zeke ain't playing. Thanks for being you. $20. This motherfucker created a new YouTube to give us more money. That's so funny.
He's crazy.
That Robert guy sent another $1.99 and said, our relationship thanks you. Can't wait for more.
That makes me happy.
I love that. You guys, knowing that we are somehow influencing. That was good. Because we're not taking responsibility.
We're not.
We're influencing. We're
guiding.
We have a little bit of information to make you guys able to better your life, and you are fucking hearing it, and your lives are improving.
Yeah.
When I tell you that we have gotten emails of people ripping up divorce papers, do you know how fucking big that is? People are like, we've been together for 15 years. We're going to just try to make this work because of your podcast.
And it worked.
Luca, $6.
Oh, Luca's in the chat.
Just want to say love you guys. Working on something for y'all. Also paying homage to my man Zeke, Jen, and the other mods. Thank y'all. Zeke Legion rises. We have a moderator in Discord. Her name is Jen A.
Jen A.
And every fucking time.
When we're having conversations about the Discord and she gets brought up, it takes everything in me to not go, so have you heard from Jen A today?
Yeah.
It's so
She's
hard.
like, I hear that now every time I type my name because of you. They that scenario, we were talking today about bowel movements, and I made like a forest joke and runs and things like that. And I was like, when I fart, it traveled out here and almost typed Jen A on the computer. And it was, I don't remember how I worded it. It was really fucking stupid, but it was off the thing, and everybody thought it was really funny. But for those of you who aren't in the Discord, there are dad jokes in there that are fucking pure gold. Pure gold. Lorraine said, what the fuck, Zeke?
Loopholes. In the Discord, you get real life updates from us too.
Yeah.
When
Yeah. In challenges. You're on the Discord thing.
I'm trying to be. I go in there every night and I welcome everybody that's new.
Yeah. You also get in the morning and give little positive quotes and positive affirmations. And I see what you do in Discord. I'm not on it the way you are.
Yeah.
I don't have the time, although I was on that motherfucker today.
You were.
I had a fucking blast today.
Yeah.
Aside from being the first day since Monday that I felt semi-okay, because I had about a 3-hour window while I was on top of the world. Mm-hmm. All 3 hours of that window were spent in Discord while you were running errands, and I was able to chop it up with people. And we are dumb. I felt like a 12-year-old on MSN Messenger.
Oh, yeah.
It was so much fun. Mama Owl 2, I want to give my husband my submission. He sees it as a burden. We've been married for 17 years now. How do I proceed?
Why is it a burden?
It's not. It is not. Dude, that is one of the most fucking precious, valuable gifts a woman can give you is her submission. That is a fucking honor. And, oh, man. I don't even know.
You're having a moment.
I am having a moment because I would never look at you submitting to me as a burden. That
would destroy me.
The responsibility of having final decision is heavy. Mm-hmm. That's my armor. That's the armor I don every time I have to make a decision. That is my armor. Mm-hmm. Because I know that I have to bear the weight of every fucking decision I make because you gave me final authority and everything. But you submitting to me and knowing that you willingly submit to your husband. You are telling me that I am a capable man. I am capable of leading my family and my household. There is an honor in that. I wear that like a fucking badge of honor, and I don't downplay it. I don't disrespect it. I don't look at it as a shortcoming. You
don't take advantage of it either.
No, I fucking don't, because I don't want to lose that. I hold that on a fucking pedestal in a lockbox. I don't know. That hurts to hear.
It does.
Like, and I don't even know how to describe. Oh man. I don't know. I don't know. Jason sent, also wanted to let you know, any chance I get, I listen to y'all. I have BPD since 13 and y'all have been the only thing to help me. April. This is, she's on her boyfriend's account. That being diagnosed at 13 years old is uncommon. Mm-hmm. When I got diagnosed in the late 80s, early 90s, I was just hit double digits. And it's uncommon for a man compared to women to have borderline. And in that time frame, it was very hard to diagnose and people didn't know a lot about it. So like I was an anomaly all around. and I had to get psychiatric evaluations. It wasn't just an online quiz. Like I had to do in-depth, like 300-page fucking tests and shit. It was a mess. So I'm glad that we're helping you.
That is pretty dope.
And I'm glad that my vulnerability and my open discussion about borderline is making people take accountability, because I see a lot of people go, well, I have borderline, and use that as a victim and a crutch. And it's weak. It's so weak to me.
I hate it when people jump into my TikToks and be like, well, I have borderline. I can't do this. I'm like, okay, so does my husband. So what is your excuse?
Yeah. Sophia said, thanks guys for being yourselves every single day. Jessica Danley, who is in Discord, said, Chris and Peaches, her positive affirmations caused me to have an awesome day.
Oh, I love that.
I refused to let my 17-year-old's attitude phase me, and I just kept pushing through my day. Taylor said, I'm 23, married for 5 months, been with my husband 6 years. Thankfully, to have these tools young to save my marriage that already felt like it was failing. I needed to change, but didn't know how. Thank you.
Wow.
That accountability. Mm-hmm. Ladies, you fucking run the intimacy in your relationship. I don't give a fuck what anybody tells you. I don't care what social media tells you. You dominate. And I'm using that term specifically. It's intended. You dominate the intimacy in your house. When you stop showing intimacy to your partner and you start trying to keep score and do the things that they're doing, you are going to kill your intimacy. Your marriage will decline based off of your actions as a woman. And I don't care how much responsibility you feel that places on you. You hold that, because we're not allowed to try past a certain point, because now we're told that it's fucking
coercion.
All that stupid shit. Alyssa Argo said, we are talking about check-ins tonight. Robert is my husband. If I was up at 1 a.m., I would most definitely take his boots off. Love that.
I love that. I'm going to be honest. I would set a timer on my phone.
Yeah?
Wake up at 12:30. Oh, yeah.
Just once, or like, would you make that a thing?
It would be a thing.
I believe that. I absolutely believe that. You have numerous times since I've been sick got up in the middle of the night just to check on me. Mm-hmm. I believe that. I believe that.
We'd go to bed together.
Yeah. Ooh. I didn't even look at it that way. Even if you were asleep and you got up and then went to bed with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's big brain shit right there. Ooh, I love that. My heart melted a little bit just now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made me love you all over again. Elena Valdez said, 24 and married 5 years, and you guys have helped so much. Allie J just got on to the Patreon and want to say thank you. I've become so aware of my own toxic habits, and you guys will help me so much in my new relationship. We get asked a lot about what work do we do. Death's Clan just hit us with $50. I'm shocked this stream had been awesome. Sorry, been lurking in the background. Love y'all, by the way. Giggity, giggity. It's to be better. I don't remember what I was saying. That sidetracked me.
I don't remember either.
It's cool when we see people that we've known from the beginning of this, when we were just doing lives on TikTok, interacting. Like, it feels good.
It does.
People ask us all the time, what is it that we did for our work in between the relationships? Like, how did we work on ourselves? And a lot of that is going, I'm not the victim. That's the biggest thing. Like,
a lot of it was me locking myself in my apartment. COVID was really hard for me when we both came down with COVID, and I was locked in my apartment for 6 days with no contact with anybody else. That was probably one of the hardest spiritual journeys I've ever been on.
Yeah.
Because it made me recognize, one, I was not comfortable with being by myself. And two, it made me also realize I am the problem. Because when I don't feel comfortable being by myself, I am attaching to anybody who is reaching out to me because I'm scared of being alone. So if my sister reached out to me, I'm calling her 3 or 4 times until she answers.
Yeah.
Or my best friend messages me and I'm blowing up their phone until they finally answer and have a conversation with me, even though they're trying to live their life, because I needed that attention.
That's a hell of a revelation.
Yeah, it was a lot. I had a really, really hard time during COVID. My mental health was shit.
So, knowing what we know about the pandemic now, I had it. I just came over. We're supposed to quarantine, and like I was living in somebody else's house at that point, and like they were very adamant about me not leaving the bedroom, which is fucking stupid. The whole fucking thing is stupid. But I really should have just came to your apartment and stayed there. Like, you would have had companionship, but I'm glad that I didn't, because you learned a lot.
Oh yeah.
So for me, a lot of it for me was because it's very easy when you're hurt to blame other people. Well, they did this. They said this. They treated me this way. And I didn't want to do that.
Right.
I wanted to know where the fuck I dropped the ball because I know that I'm responsible for my life. I can't change other people. I can... Oh, big yawn. I can choose to react or respond. I have a choice. I can choose to not have a backbone in certain situations. I can choose to allow things to happen to downplay or upplay situations. I wanted to know where every one of my shortcomings were. I did. And and when we first started talking, it was that I wasn't blaming anyone other than me.
Yeah. It was a lot of you shitting on yourself.
Yeah. Because I knew that I could have done better.
Right.
I hold myself to a standard. And when I fall short of that standard, it affects me. People ask you all the time, what's your biggest fear? My biggest fear is failing. Because if you failed, you didn't learn anything from it. And if you learn something, it's not a failure, it's a lesson. And I view things that way. Like that, I truly believe that. So in going through a divorce, I failed.
Yeah.
I failed at like a life thing. You know what I mean? Like that's not a business or an oops. Like that was a big fucking deal for me. So I really analyzed all of that and tried to figure out everything that I fucked up on so that in the event that we moved forward or whatever, I don't want to repeat any of that. And because of that, I had to learn how to communicate. And that's what all of this started from, because I had to learn how to talk to people, and even you, because there were times where like we weren't on the same page with things. And I was like, I fucking told you this. And you're like, no, you didn't. So, and that kind of kicked off that whole communication journey. There's a lot in that. And that work comes from knowing that I'm the problem and that at some level I have a decision to make. And if I make the wrong decision, the outcome is going to go one way or the other. I can't blame the other people for that. It could be just the way that I handle something. It could be the way that I talk to someone. It could be a decision on whether or not I stay or go. Like it's me. I don't know.
It's a lot.
Yep. Catherine Pope said, I love you guys. You have saved my marriage. Elena sent another super chat and said, thought I was a perfect wife, but found out that I focused on the way wrong things and wanted to be my hubby's piece while actually pushing him away.
You know, that perfect wife phrase, a lot of women think they're the perfect wife because they cook, they clean, they manage the kids. They do all of these things. I'm referring specifically to that TikTok I came across. You are the perfect wife in your mind. Have you asked your husband what the perfect wife is in his eyes? Because you think you're over here doing everything that the perfect Stepford wife would do, when in reality, you are just drowning your man.
Yep.
Not shitting on her.
No, I get that.
That's just, that kicked that thought process.
And that's a valid point. And those check-ins are a great time to have that conversation because you are engaged in an intimate moment. Those conversations are intimate. Whether they're combative or not, you are engaging in a conversation without distractions. And you're asking for honesty from your partner. And there's two things you'll never ask for in life. That's honesty and an ass kicking. Because if you ask for it, people are going to give it to you.
Oh, yeah.
So like that scenario, when you tell somebody, I want you to be fucking honest with me, you have no choice but to take what's coming. You asked for that shit. So having that conversation, like, I think I'm doing pretty good as your partner. What can I improve on? Or
Pretty good as my husband.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. I how am I doing as your husband is what I should have said. I really appreciate you correcting me just now. I really want to stop doing that.
I know.
So when I say, how am I doing as your husband? If you tell me that I have shortcomings or I'm failing or I'm not as present in the moment with you, or you don't feel like I'm meeting your love language, anything, I want to be that better person. I want to step up and meet that. And if you said, I'm the perfect wife, and in my head, I'm like, oh, no, the fuck you're not.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you that. And I have to just be quiet about it while I'm trying to like meet those needs. Eventually I'm going to stop trying to meet those needs. And we're just going to be
roommates.
I'm going to match that energy. That's such a fucking toxic thing to do.
It is.
Being the big, Lorraine found a way to send a $20 fucking super chat. Oh man. You guys are fucking killing me. You are the perfect wife.
Me?
Yes.
Stop.
Yes. I mean that. And I'm not trying to like ham it up for the internet. I'm not doing this for the live stream. I fucking mean that. I don't have wants. There's nothing in my world that is a problem. It's not. We have a miscommunication every once in a while that has gotten from an 8-hour fight or an argument. It was an argument.
Yeah.
To a 15-minute ordeal where we are able to recover faster from the argument than the actual argument itself. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
I don't want for anything.
Right.
If I am in need, you are able to see that ahead of time, and we fucking work off of each other. It's amazing. I do everything that I can to make your life as good as I can. I make sure that your bank account has money. I check it every morning. I can't always be on top of that because of everything that's going on. Sometimes that shit gets a little slow. I understand that. But I genuinely want to do everything that I can so that you don't have to ever worry about anything. If I could take the pressure of homeschooling off of you, I would. I don't want you to worry about shit because you've given me that. Zeke said, Peaches is your perfect wife. Yeah. You have given me that. You have given me something that I've never got to experience. There's no drama. You're not caught in other people's bullshit. You're not bringing unnecessary nonsense into my life. You're not negative. You make a choice, even through your depression, to be a ray of fucking sunshine in my darkness. You go above and beyond and put yourself out a lot for me. A lot. And I fucking see it. And I would like to think that I do the same in return, but I don't believe that I'm to the same caliber. I believe that I do things for you the best of my ability. And maybe that's a self-loathing thing and feeling like I'm not enough somehow. But I think that even though I'm the man in the relationship and the provider and I do all this shit, that you go above and beyond and do so much more than I do in our marriage. I don't know. I don't know.
I wasn't expecting all that. Thank you for saying that.
I mean it. I fucking mean that. I don't know. We have moments. We have moments. And I haven't edited 15 yet, but people who are in Discord saw the video of us going to the farm. I think I posted it. I don't know if it actually went through. I posted it. But when we pulled up and you're like, oh, it's Dollar General. You're taking me to Dollar General in Tennessee because it was literally the only thing in the fucking town was a Dollar General.
Yeah. And
I missed the turn and I had to turn around and we're laughing about it. And then we almost pulled up into some wrong person's driveway because the GPS didn't even have fucking satellite signal out there. Yeah. And we're laughing and hamming it up and having the best fucking time of our lives. And you could have been like, what the fuck? You don't know where we're going? Like you could have made an issue out of that because you could have made an issue about that. We'd been in the car for 3 fucking hours driving through the mountains. Like
that didn't even cross my mind.
I promise you, because of past experiences, those kind of situations could have created conflict in the car for people.
That's crazy.
And you were fucking hamming it up. I wonder what, you knew it was fucking cows. You knew where we were going. You saw those cow pastures in the mountains. And you still played along. And you had a good time. And we turned on that fucking driveway and you saw those cows and started crying. And it was an amazing experience. Those memories for me are everything. Mm. The moment in the hotel when you came out with your pants around your ankles. Is it cows? Like we really do ham it up for each other. And it's like we're 15 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You mean the world to me.
I hope so, because I'm fucking doing my best.
You're nailing it. You're doing a really good job, in my opinion.
Michaela Vanderpool said, I bet the tears come when they realize the total from tonight's live. You guys are showing us hope that we didn't know how to find on our own.
Oh my God, guys, stop it.
The tears are already happening. Yeah. I've already choked them back twice. You're not going to get me to cry on a live stream. I'll go silent and hold that in just because I can't clip it.
Yeah.
I'll cry on a podcast because if it gets to ugly crying and bubbles and snot, I can cut it. I can gut it. Can't do that on live. So
I'm being sloppy because I'm emotional.
Oh, apparently there was a bet going.
A bet going?
Chat had a bet. They wanted to get both of you to cry in the lives.
That's fucked up.
Unreal.
You guys really think I wouldn't cry over something? Come on. That's an easy bet. That's like trying to take candy from a toddler.
That's funny. All right. Chat says challenge accepted. I don't know how that's going to happen, but okay. Especially because we're getting ready to end this. So,
yeah. How many people are in the chat right now?
AJ, how many are in the chat?
I don't have my phone.
It looks like
That's not accurate.
No, because that says 237. Hidden says, which is Luca, the way Chris talks about Peaches is the relationship I want in the future, but I have a long way to go to achieve the man Chris is. Hashtag to be better nation. Jesus.
Wow.
Luca, you're a good man. We're at 280 right now, so that's accurate. 281. Your actions going above and beyond for people that you don't know says a lot about your character.
It does.
You've never met us. We don't even know what you look like, bro. But like you fucking go above and beyond for us. You've helped with things. You even were even man enough to be like, hey, I don't want the moderating responsibility. Can you take me out? And I remove you from the moderator. Like, there's a lot of self-awareness and account. Dude, you may not be as old as I am, but you definitely got a lot. Yeah, absolutely.
You're definitely on track.
Lorraine, hit us with another $20.
Y'all are crazy.
Growing and thriving to be better. XOXO.
All I'm thinking is that the kids' daycare is going to be paid for next month.
Yeah, off of one fucking live stream. That's insane.
Oh, fuck, dude. You did this to me.
I did that?
All of you.
Oh. I'm surprised you're not wearing your potato socks.
Yeah, no, don't look at my feet. I'm insecure about them right now. I thought about the socks. They're sitting on the counter. I was like, oh, I can pop them on, but so many things were happening.
That's funny.
You know, I'm getting a lot of people in my comments on TikTok saying, I appreciate you crying on camera.
Yeah?
Yeah. A lot of women specifically, because they're like, my man shuns me if I cry in front of him.
I struggle with that.
Me crying in front of you?
Mm-hmm. Even happy tears.
Yeah.
I want to fix it. Like, I know they're happy tears, and I know they're love.
Yeah.
And I love that. But there's still a part of me that goes, oh, God, how do I make it stop? Where are the knobs?
Right.
You know?
I'm also hoping me crying on camera makes it easier for you to do it.
My faith has made it easier for me to cry.
Yeah.
I swear, I don't know what he's doing in me.
Making you a little soft.
There's a lot happening with me right now. God is fucking working on me hard right now. Katrina Shields says, to be better together, what a community. You guys are awesome. So awesome. But yeah, so that since getting my faith back, like, I'm an emotional mess a lot of the time. Another $20, Kelly W. You guys are amazing. You guys are perfect for each other. You remind me of me and my boyfriend. We dated when we were younger, and 20 years later, we reconnected and see ourselves a lot in how you guys are.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I want to go emotional, eat those cookies now.
Oh, we got cookies.
I bought us cookies, yeah. I already took my cookies out of the pan, too, so all of those cookies are yours. In the pan.
I had French fries and macaroni and cheese today. I'm an adult, and I can eat whatever I want. Oh, man. All right. You want to call it?
Yeah, I'm drained.
Yeah.
That was a lot. I had a lot of fun. This was fun. I enjoyed it.
We have to do it again tomorrow night on Patreon.
We do.
We will be going live tomorrow night on Patreon. So if you guys want to see that, Patreon channel. You guys, this was incredible.
I did not expect this.
Right. Our first live stream, like public live stream, was fucking insane. I am beyond myself.
What is happening in the chat right now? What is all that orange?
What the
what is happening?
Hashtag to be better nation. Man, I've had watery eyes a couple of times from Adam Pancher. Christine wrote hashtag to be better nation, and it's just going. Peaches, I love you. The babies, love you. Heart the babies and kisses from Jasmine. And then
I love you too, Jasmine.
And then lots of to be better nations. Unreal. You guys are something else.
I fucking can't. It's too much. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. I never expected any of this. I never thought we would be here.
Yeah.
Especially after hurricane. It's a lot.
Not going to do it. I know you're trying. Not going to do
I'm
it.
not trying to make you cry. I'm just overwhelmed with emotion. And this is how my body just decides to present it. I'm a crier and I can't help it.
Somebody said, go eat your cookies. You guys are amazing.
I'm gonna fuck up those cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to laying down and talking to you.
Oh, I love that.
All right, guys, we love you. You guys are
You guys are
everything
the
for us.
best.
If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this right now. We would be sitting on the couch watching TV, just fucking enjoying our night alone. And instead, we get to spend it with all of you. We got to spend our evening with 280 people.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And you're telling me seminars won't be a thing in the future?
I don't know. I want to leave you guys with a final thought. AJ sending me more screenshots. Hang on.
Okay. Are we over 300 again in the chat?
278 currently. 281 is what I'm showing on my screen. Last thought for you guys who haven't clicked off yet. For those of you who are in the Discord, Peaches and I are heavily discussing a man and women's group where we are going to do a limited slot Patreon tier, 10 to 20 seats maybe. We haven't figured that out yet. It will be limited, where we do a 6 month where we do a group. So like if we do the men, it'll be
like men's workshops.
Men's workshops, way that you can be a better gentleman, exercise, business, things that I can really help you guys and relate to you guys on. And I will be working on a once a month Zoom call and weekly challenges. And she wants to do something similar for the women. We're guessing it's going to be like $100 or $150 for each month that we do this, and it will be limited to 5 or 6 months. We haven't hashed that out yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of planning that still needs to go into it.
If you guys are still in the chat, go into the comments, not into the super chat side thing, but in the actual comments, and leave feedback on your thoughts on that. Because if it's something that you want, we will actually start implementing that conversation to go to another level instead of just theoretical bullshit.
Process.
Yes. We got another $50 super chat. And a lot of people asking for meet and greets.
Jesus. I would love to do meet and greets.
Please have seminars I'd pay top dollar to go watch in person.
I told you it would be a thing.
All right. You guys are killing me.
I had dreams of that
I know
shit.
you did. God's got a lot of work to do on me before I can stand on a stage. I don't have the
mental fortitude.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I think that I would chicken out. I'd get up there and freeze. It's different when I'm talking to you than having all those eyes on me. All right, guys, that's it. We're done. We'll see you guys tomorrow night on Patreon. On Patreon if you're a part of it.
Thank you guys for being here tonight. It really means a lot.
Everyone tell AJ and Michelle how amazing they are. Seriously, they
oh my gosh,
they actually took time away from their family tonight to do this. I love you guys. I don't care. Like, AJ's my bromance. He's my bromance right now. Like, we send each other TikToks and giggle and shit like schoolgirls.
Yeah. That fucking look.
I'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye, guys. Oh, God, I'm tangled.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. How much fucking money?